Indictment number 2204769. State of Tennessee versus Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith, Hernandez Govan, Jamarcus Johnson. Indictment for conspiracy to commit murder first degree, murder first degree. Tennessee Code annotated 3912103, Sketch Code 31015, Tennessee Code annotated 3913202, Sketch Code 21015. Witness F. Frias, MPD, summoned for the state. J. Browning, Multi-Agency Gang Unit, J. Browning. A true bill signed Mayor Bernard, foreperson of the grand jury. Date indictment returned November 10th, 2022. State of Tennessee, Criminal Court of Shelby County. Shelby County, September term 2022. Count 1. The grand jurors of the state of Tennessee, duly selected, impaneled, sworn and charged to inquire for the body of the county of Shelby, Tennessee, upon their oath present that Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith, Hernandez Govan, Jamarcus Johnson, between June 1st, 2021 and March 1st, 2022 in Shelby County, Tennessee, and before the finding of this indictment, did unlawfully, intentionally, with premeditation, and with the intent to commit the offense of first-degree murder as classified in Tennessee Code annotated 3913202 against the person of Adolph Thornton Jr., enter into an agreement with each other to commit the said offense. That said Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith, Hernandez Govan, and Jamarcus Johnson, acting for the purpose of promoting or facilitating the commission of the said offense, and agreeing that one or more of them would engage in conduct which would constitute the said offense. In furtherance of the conspiracy of the said conspiracy, one or more of the parties to the conspiracy committed an overt act, to wit, Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, traveled to 2370 Airways Boulevard and killed Adolph Thornton Jr. Cornelius Smith traveled to 2370 Airways Boulevard and killed Adolph Thornton Jr. Hernandez Govan solicited both Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, and Cornelius Smith to kill Adolph Thornton Jr. Jamarcus Johnson aided in Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop's, hideout and escape after the killing of Adolph Thornton Jr. Aided communications between Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, and Cornelius Smith after the killing of Adolph Thornton Jr., and facilitated payments to Cornelius Smith for the killing of Adolph Thornton Jr., all of which is in violation of Tennessee Code annotated 3912103 against the peace and dignity of the state of Tennessee, signed Steve Mulroy, District Attorney General, 30th Judicial District. Count 2. The grand jurors of the state of Tennessee, duly selected, impaneled, sworn, and charged to inquire for the body of the county of Shelby, Tennessee, upon their oath present that Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith, Hernandez Govan, on November 17, 2021 in Shelby County, Tennessee, and before the finding of this indictment, did unlawfully, intentionally, and with premeditation kill Adolph Thornton Jr. in violation of Tennessee Code annotated 3913202 against the peace and dignity of the state of Tennessee, signed Steve Mulroy, District Attorney General, 30th Judicial District.
Mr. Govan and counsel, how do you plead?
Not guilty to both counts, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay.
Good morning. We met last week, but for formality's sake, my name is Iris Williams, and I represent the state of Tennessee. When I was a kid, one thing that my mom always told me is that there are few things that we can control. But one of those things are our choices. Our choices can move mountains. Our choices can get us into trouble. And our choices can mean life and death. Ladies and gentlemen, this case is about choices. You're going to hear a lot of evidence this week. You're going to hear a lot of names. But the name that I want you to remember is Hernandez Govan. And I want you to remember the choices he made. And even more importantly, I want you to remember the consequences of those choices. Picture this. November 17th, 2021. The victim, Adolph Thornton, and his brother. They pull up to Makita's Cookie Shop on Airways Boulevard. They park the car, they get out, they talk to the cashier, and seconds later, a white Mercedes pulls up and Adolph Thornton is gunned down and killed. You'll hear from Dr. Juliet Scantleberry, the medical examiner in this case. She'll tell you that Thornton's body had around 20 gunshot entrance wounds to his neck, his chest, his arms, and a catastrophic injury to his face. But how did we get here? How do we start? Where will we begin? This trial will begin with Erica Thornton. She'll tell you that she is Mr. Thornton's sister. She'll tell you about the last time that she saw her brother alive. And she'll tell you when she heard that he was gone. And after Ms. Thornton testifies, you'll hear from Mr. Raul Hopkins. He'll tell you that he worked for security for Thornton for years. And Adolph Thornton just wasn't Adolph Thornton. He was known across the city as Young Dolph, a musician. His music, his artistry, his journey, his ambition inspired and spoke to this city in ways that a lot of artists just couldn't do. Thornton made his own way in the music industry, and he created a label called PRE, Paper Route Empire. Hopkins will tell us about it. He'll tell us that Adolph Thornton made his way in the music industry and created opportunities for other artists. But when you create opportunities for others, some people don't seem to like that. So Hopkins will tell us about another label, CMG, also known as Cocaine Music Group. He'll tell us about the history and the tension between these two labels. He'll tell us that CMG wanted Thornton as their own, but when he decided to pave his own way, when he decided to be self-made, he became CMG's enemy. Hopkins is going to set the stage for how this story truly began. And after Hopkins, you'll hear from Cornelius Smith. And this is when it all will click. Smith is a co-defendant. He'll tell you that he met Govan in 2021. They met through Smith's friend, Bobby Carter. And Smith has a couple of nicknames for Govan. He calls him Big Bro or Quet. Govan started out by selling drugs to Smith, pills more specifically. But that's not the only thing that Govan did. Govan chose Smith. And Govan chose him to do a job. Govan also chose Justin Johnson, another co-defendant, to do that same job. A job that ended in the life and death of Adolph Thornton Jr. He chose two desperate people. Smith, needing money, needing to support his family. Justin Johnson, an aspiring and up-and-coming rap artist that wanted to be on CMG's label. The very label that Govan had access to and was affiliated with. Smith will also talk about a meeting at Govan's house. The people present at that meeting were Smith, Govan, Justin Johnson, and Anthony Mims, also known as Big Jook. Now, Jook is the number 2 person at the CMG label. Smith will tell you that Govan said that there was a bounty on Adolph Thornton's life. In fact, there were multiple bounties on PRE artists. Govan told Smith that there was a $100,000 bounty on Adolph Thornton's life, and that the money was good. The money was guaranteed if Smith and Johnson completed this job. So what did they do? What did the two desperate people do? They agreed. And Govan asked for a $10,000 cut from each of them. He chose to ask for this cut from each of them. And one thing that is important to note is that Smith and Johnson didn't even really know each other. But they knew Govan. Govan was the link between them. So let's fast forward to November 2021. Smith hears that Thornton and other PRE artists are in town. It's Thanksgiving time. PRE often hosts turkey drives at different locations across the city. So they knew that they were around. Justin Johnson picks up Smith from Smith's father's house, and they go hunting. They get to a stoplight on Airways, and at that stoplight, they see a special car pass through. And what is that car? A blue camouflage Corvette. Most people in Memphis know that there's only one person in this city that drives that car in this region of town. Adolph Thornton. So what does Smith and what does Johnson do? They follow that car. They follow that car. The car parks at Makita's cookie shop. And seconds later, Smith and Johnson pull up in a stolen white Mercedes, gun down, and kill Adolph Thornton Jr. in broad daylight. They get back in the car, speed off, but not before Thornton's brother, Marcus Thornton, fires shots and shoots Smith. So Smith and Johnson are in this stolen white Mercedes. But where do they go? They go to ditch the car. They ditch the car, and we'll hear from Sergeant Dabney that the car was left at 1174 Bradley Street, which they later found out is directly across the street from the defendant's home. After they ditch the car, Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson go to an apartment complex to change clothes and clean up their rooms. Cornelius notices something. He doesn't have his phone. He realizes that he left his phone in the white Mercedes, the murder car that they left across the street from the defendant's house. So what does he do? He uses Justin Johnson's phone to contact his own girlfriend, Angela Arnold, and you will also hear from her. You'll hear from Angela Arnold and you'll hear from Cornelius Smith that she picked him up from that apartment complex. When she picked him up, he told her what happened. He told her that he was hurt. And he told her that he was missing his phone. So what did he do next? Smith contacted Govan from Angela Arnold's phone and asked to meet so he could get his phone back. Ladies and gentlemen, there are copious amounts of phone records, and Sergeant Browning will testify that these call detail records will support what Smith is saying. And if that's not enough, Angela Arnold will tell you that she and Smith met with Govan after the murder so that Smith could get his phone back. But that's not where it ends. Smith will tell you that at that exchange, Govan gave him money to buy a car cover, to hide the white Mercedes, to hide the murder car that was parked directly across the street from his own home. Not only that, but the day before Cornelius Smith was arrested, he ran into Govan. Govan was concerned. Govan was worried that Cornelius Smith had not been paid. And so what did he tell Smith? He told Smith that he was going to go to Privé to make sure Smith got his money. Privé is a lounge and restaurant that's affiliated with CMG artists. Ladies and gentlemen, choices. A choice to get two desperate people to agree to murder Adolph Thornton. A choice to guarantee them money. A choice to ask for a cut of that money. A choice to help one of the killers get his phone back after the murder. A choice to make sure that one of the killers got paid after the murder. Choices. When you hear all of the evidence, and when you hear all of the videos and look at all the photos and exhibits, you will see the consequences of Govan's actions. Violence, death, loss. A man, a human being, taken from this world in one of the most shocking of ways, getting cookies for his family in broad daylight in his neighborhood during the holidays. At the end of this week, the state will be asking you, the jury, to make a choice. The defendant is charged with conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and first-degree murder. Last week in jury selection, we talked about theories of conspiracy and criminal responsibility. And once you have heard all of the evidence, the state will ask you to make a choice and find Hernandez Govan guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Thank you.
Need to switch the screen. Switch the screen. Your Honor, is it okay if I use the podium?
Right. He's going to.
It's just gonna take a minute to switch it over. get started?
You ready?
This is a first, the only Indian guy that doesn't know how to do IT, as far as that goes. My name is Manny Aurora. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm here representing Mr. Hernandez Govan, along with our former IT specialist, Robert Wilson, who's also a lawyer, Haley Halty-Wenger, who's sitting in the white suit, and then also Beth Noble, who's in the black suit, as far as that goes. Last week, I talked to you guys a lot about first impressions. And the reason I mentioned that is sometimes the first impression can be wrong. I listened to a very beautiful, eloquent speech from the prosecutor in this case, and it sounds really, really good. But that's the false first impression, because you promised that as a peer of Mr. Govan, you would listen to everything. So let me share to you the rest of the story. This entire case is going to come down to the guy with the machine gun that shot off Adolph Thornton. The whole case is going to come down to him and then possibly his girlfriend backing up his story. Remember, Cornelius Smith has made at least 5 different statements to law enforcement over the course of a year where everything changes. He's then met with the prosecution at least 5 or 6 times to go over his testimony prior to testifying here today. So you should ask yourself the question when the judge instructed you, does somebody have a reason to lie? Do they have an interest in the outcome? You are caught red-handed on video, and you're about to see it in a second, taking an AK-47 or lighting it up at a cookie store in broad daylight. He's facing a mandatory life sentence. That's what we're questioning him about. And I ask each and every one of you, what would you do if you were facing a mandatory life sentence to get out of it? Why would you need to make so many different statements if you were telling the truth? Because remember, the truth is the truth. You don't need to practice it. You don't need to remember it. It's the truth. So let's see who the government has gotten in bed with to try to prove their case against Hernandez Govan. Robert? So the man you have to believe is the man who's capable of, in broad daylight, carrying an AK-47, going into a store full of people, and just, without hesitation, opening fire. And he's the one that's going to tell you that Mr. Govan did this, this, and this. Nothing that he says can be validated. The other thing the government's going to try to talk to you about is cell phone tower records. The expert that the government may call, or if they don't call him, I'll call him, will tell you tower records are inherently unreliable because it's not like on TV. There's a reason why all the engineers from the cell phone providers, T-Mobile, AT&T specifically, write in their letters they will not testify in court because of the unreliability. The other thing you have to know, and Robert put up the slide, within a 10 square mile area of where all this happened, there are 553 T-Mobile towers. 553 just from T-Mobile. And it's hard to see this because there's so many. There will be more AT&T towers. There will be essentially over 1,000 towers out there. And what the expert will tell you is this isn't an exact science. Just because your phone pings on a certain tower doesn't mean you were there. See, towers get filled up, and you may have to transfer the next tower near. All these people live within a couple of mile radius, so of course it's going to hit all these towers. But there is 553 just from T-Mobile within that area where all this happened. They talked to you about conspiracy and how Govan picked these 2 individuals. The state chooses to cherry pick a little bit here and a little bit there from each of the statements. But let me play a 5-second clip about how all this supposedly happened. I'm not saying it happened. I'm not saying Govan is involved in one way, shape, or form. But if you want to believe Cornelius Smith, the AK-47 shooter, And God knows how many other shootings he's done, and he'll talk about it. I want you to listen to this.
It was one day me and Angela was out riding, and I wanted some X pills, so I went to Quay House to get the X pills from him, and Juke was over there. And when I walked in, there was when Quick told Juke, this little C right here, and mine, Juke was like, he don't mind. First, he said, take all the phones outside, you know. He ain't say my phone, he was saying Quick phone, but I passed my phone to make it feel comfortable. So, took the phone outside, and Juke was like, he don't mind how he get them, and he got us. And I can't recall like exactly when it was, but that's what he said.
All right. So the state just told you to your face that Mr. Govan picked out two desperate people. Cornelius Smith, if you are to believe him, says in his statement, I just happened to be going by Quet's house, Govan's house, to buy some ecstasy pills with my girlfriend. Juke happened to be there. He doesn't say Quet said a word. Juke says there's a hit on everybody, and I got you, and Juke says, take the phones outside while I talk to you. I'm assuming you believe any of that's true. And the reason I ask you if you think any of that's true is the police never went to question Juke, aka Anthony Mims, or Yogati, or any of the people with CMG. Never once even tried to do an interview. So this is as plain as day. Juke said do it. Quet didn't say anything. Quet lives in the poorest part of Memphis in Orange Mound, sells a few ecstasy pills to make a living, and hustles with some sports gambling. He's a nobody, and that's why I asked you about the peers. He's a throwaway that they can blame. Why did they not talk to Juke or anybody else with CMG? Ever. Now, Juke ended up getting killed in 2024, 2.5 years after the fact. Never arrested, never talked to, never interviewed, never pursued, never surveilled, nothing. The judge also told you when you assess credibility, you need to look at how well you remember this thing. Cornelius Smith cannot even tell you when he was propositioned to go kill somebody. The shooting happened in November 17, 2021. And the best the police can say is that this meeting, where just randomly happened, as Cornelius himself has said, was sometime between August and September, 3 months prior to the shooting taking place. 3 months. He will tell you there's no plan. All he was told by Juke was there's a price on their heads. And that's kind of funny because when the cops, if they testify honestly, will tell you there have been multiple attempts on Mr. Dolph's life. Twice in Charlotte by other folks and once in Los Angeles. Everybody in Memphis knew there was a price on their head because there was a war between PRE and CMG. They were shooting each other. Yogati's car was shot up here. The song 100 Shots came up after one of these things. There's a rivalry going on and people have been shooting. The police went through this. They know this. They also pulled YouTube videos where people are openly threatening to kill Dolph. It's in their slideshow. You know what they call their investigation? Operation Cookie Monster. That's how tasteful this whole thing has gotten with these folks. I'm sorry, my arms are shaking because I'm so furious that we're here as far as the trial goes. So the other thing the government hasn't told you when we talk about first impressions is, for weeks prior to the November 17, 2021 shooting, nobody called Govan, talked to him, did anything, be it Justin Johnson or Cornelius Smith. What Cornelius will tell you, which the government didn't tell you, is that morning, it was Cornelius's daughter's birthday. But he gets a call from Justin Johnson and says, I got a car, let's go do something. They get in the car and they start driving around, just looking for somebody to kill. They just happened to see young Dolph's car going by. And they opened fire. And they killed him. And the interesting thing is, even though nobody communicated with Govan for weeks prior to this, they didn't talk to him that morning. He didn't help him get the car. He didn't help him escape. He didn't tell him what to do. He didn't tell him where to go. He didn't do anything. It was a spontaneous issue between two young men that morning. They shot him. And you know why there's no plan? because they just start calling random people after the shooting. They don't call Govan. They have to go someplace to get bandaged up as far as that goes. The people that help them, never been charged as accessories to anything. They then get rid of whatever they need to get rid of. They left the car across the street from Govan's house on the middle of the street, in front of the street. So if there's some master plan, that may be one of the dumbest plans you could possibly have if you're going to kill the most important person, the most famous person in Memphis, as far as that goes. Again, there were no phone contacts for weeks prior to the shooting, especially in the morning. Govan wouldn't know that the Mercedes was used. The only way anybody finds out is social media blows up right away, and multiple people start calling Justin Johnson, including Govan, who knows him, because the word's out that Justin may have done this. Trayon Ingram is another word you'll hear. He actually carjacked the white Mercedes and then gave it to these gentlemen to use in the shooting. He's not charged in this case. He's not even charged with carjacking. But he happened to pick up another murder right after this happened, and so now he's in custody for the other murder that he committed. Perhaps when making first impressions, you would have wanted to know that. I thought about going over at least one of Cornelius's statements in his lives, but I think it's just a little too much. We would be here for about 2 hours going through everything that he said has been inconsistent, bald-faced lies. In fact, you know how somebody's lying? Because in his first interview, that lasted a little over an hour, 32 times he told the police, "Trust me, I promise, I swear to God, I wouldn't lie to you." 32 times he says that before answering one of his questions on one of his first interviews after he's caught. And after he's caught, his girlfriend gets questioned because they ran down the license plate numbers, all that stuff with the cars. She lies through her teeth on December 14th of 2021, says, "I don't know nothing about nothing." Because Cornelius had talked to her and tried to make up a false alibi. See, where's the plan in all this? See, if I have a plan to go kill somebody, we have a place to go dig something far away. I have people that can cover for me as an alibi. I don't make random phone calls. And so Angela, who knew nothing about this, according to her, picks them up at the location where they're getting bandaged up for being shot, drives them around town, helps them out. Of course, she's not charged. She initially lies and denies everything. The police then come back and say, "We're going to charge you if you don't tell us the truth." And so on the 17th of December, 3 days later, she comes back. But what the police don't know at that time is Mr. Cornelius Smith has called 4 of his family members to reach out to Angela to get the story straight. Because he keeps saying on the jail phone calls, "Find out what she said, find out what she said, find out what she said." And then on the 17th, it comes back, and they're talking to her. And she says, "Well, we went over to that house sometime in the past, just like we talked about." She doesn't know anybody. She said, "I can't think of his name." And the interesting part is, the officers say, "Is it somebody named Q?" And then she says, "Oh yeah, it's Quet." Remember the phrase Bobby Carter that they mentioned? Bobby Carter also lives on Bradley Avenue. They're good friends with Cornelius Smith, and they buy pills together and do ecstasy pills together. And the other thing Angela Smith says is, Govan brought us the phone after the fact. How is that part of any plan or anything else? They called and said, "Give me a phone." The interesting thing about that is if it's true and you believe her, there would be fingerprints on the car. The police fingerprinted it, DNA'd it, did everything. Cornelius' fingerprints are there. Trayon Ingram's fingerprints are there. Kirsten Garner, the other guy that worked with Trayon to steal the car, his fingerprints are there. There's DNA in there. There's blood in there. But nothing with regards to Govan. They found the car 3 days after the shooting took place across the street from Mr. Govan's house. Has nothing to do with him, didn't touch it. So if he didn't do that, how does he open the door? And frankly, how did he get the keys to open the door? See, Cornelius doesn't give you the details. Did they lock the car after they left? Where were the keys? He doesn't know about any of that stuff. So tell me how Mr. Govan got into the car and how he did it so beautifully, being dumb enough to take the murder car of one of the most famous people and say, "Let's just park it across the street," and then somehow magically wiped his prints, DNA, hair, anything out of that car while he's looking for the phone. You know why that is? Because he didn't do it. What you're going to hear from Trayon Ingram is Trayon Ingram, when he stole the car, left his backpack, his wallet, and some other things in the car, and he had Justin Johnson go get them. You will hear that from Trayon Ingram's own statement with regards to that car. This is why I talk about first impressions, because they always could be misleading, and in this case, patently false. When you cherry pick the evidence that you want to tell you, and then have the cameras rolling on a high-profile case to pressure you to commit a verdict of guilty, is patently unfair. And just because he's a nobody and doesn't have money, like Gotti or Joke, his brother, who were never even questioned or charged, he's the fall guy in all this stuff. He didn't do anything. Even if you believe Cornelius, all he says is, I just happened to show up there, and he said, hey, this is a little seat. Joke took over and started doing all the talking. Do you think that man could pay somebody $100,000 and you'd say, yeah, he's good for it, I don't need any validation, he's good for it? And interestingly enough, Cornelius' story also changes along with Angela's, because initially we were supposed to be paid $1.5 million. Then after another interview, it became $1 million. Then it became $500,000. Then it became $100,000. Then it became, we're going to split $100,000 between me and Justin Johnson. Then it became, somebody gave me $50,000 in a brown paper bag. Then it became, oh no, I'm wrong about that. It was after I was arrested, somebody gave my lawyer
You made it to Pressure World. And where is Pressure World?
On Lamar.
So you were at Pressure World on Lamar. How far is that from where Mr. Govan lives?
Couple minutes around the corner, ain't far.
You get there. Is he already there?
Yeah, he was already up there. I jumped out the car, and me and him was having a one-on-one discussion. He was saying that he had heard that Dolph had shot one of us, because I told him I was shot. He was like, I heard Dolph shot one of y'all, and y'all blood on the scene. He was like, did y'all have y'all face masks on? Like, yeah, we had our face masks on and stuff like that. And I got my phone from, because I had to go take my dad to work with it. And me and Angela had splurred off after that and went to pick my dad up. He called me back again. I'm like, man.
Oh no, hold on, son. I know you got a lot you need to get out.
My bad.
We're going to have to slow it down. We can yellow like this. You'll see.
My bad.
Slow it down. All right, so who was he that called
Mr. Govan. Mr. Govan.
Okay, he called you back.
Yeah,
He called you back to Pressure World, or he called you back on the phone?
Nah, he called me back on the phone and was telling me to slow up before I leave from my dad's house, because he wanted to meet me over there or whatever. He was finna pull back up and ask me a question.
Okay. At any point, did he mention paying you your money?
Not right then. He was just saying that, he was gonna give me my money. Right?
When was he saying this?
He been said that, like, at Pressure World, like, all right, we're gonna get that money, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically.
And I'm not sure if we mentioned this before, was Mr. Govan to get a cut of the money?
Yes, ma'am, I supposed to give him $10,000 at my cut.
Okay, was Justin supposed
And he
to?
told me Justin supposed to give him $10,000 as well, so I was like, I agree with the $10,000 cut. Because he put me on the list, like, I hired you to do this, so give me a cut of it. So I'm like, all right, I agree with you.
No. All right, so he calls you back after you leave Pressure World and told you to slow up. You wanted to meet at your dad's house?
Yeah.
Did he ever come to your dad's house?
Yeah, he pulled up. When he pulled up, he jumped out. Now, the conversation, I really forgot what we were talking about right then, but it was concerning what just happened or whatever. But I was like, man, give me a couple of hours right quick so I can get me some more pills, because he said he ain't had none, and I was shot, so I needed to numb up, you know what I'm saying? He gave me a few dollars, then he left.
He gave you what?
He gave me about $30, $40, then he left.
And that was the same day that happened?
Yes, ma'am, it was like an hour or so later.
Were you still with Angela then?
Nah, she had left and took my dad to work for me. I stayed back so I could talk to him.
Did you see Mr. Govan anymore after that day?
Yes, ma'am. Later on that night, I pulled back up at his house,
he was on the phone with Justin at the time, and Justin was
Justin?
yes, ma'am, Justin Johnson, and Justin was talking about cash out for him some money so that I could get another wound kick, because I was bleeding bad or whatnot. I pulled up over there. He gave me a few pills or whatever. And,
He gave you some, he gave
extra
pills
pills.
then?
Yeah, he gave me some extra pills.
Okay.
Not oxycodone. Nah, he gave me some extra pills or whatever.
That was gonna help with your wound?
Nah, that was because I had to get up the next morning, early that morning, and go get a car cover. He gave me some money to buy a car cover as well. You know, to cover that car that was sitting across the street. You know, he was like, first he kept saying we gotta bring the cover. But, you know, he said, gave me the money, go get the car cover or whatever.
When did he give you the money?
That night, he gave me the money.
The night of,
That night before.
it's a lot of nights.
The same night the same morning the car got discovered, the night before that he gave me the money, because I went to AutoZone that morning and got the car covered. And I was gonna wait till it got dark to put it on the car, but they discovered the car.
Alright, so, but he gave you the money the night before?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Let's talk about what else happened the night before.
The night before the car was discovered,
Yes.
I had went and wiped it down or whatever. I
Okay.
went and wiped it down. I had called him and told him that I was going in the backyard to wipe that car down. So he wouldn't, shoot at me or nothing like that. He'll know who it is in the backyard over there.
Even though he lived across the
Yeah,
street.
even though
he,
you know what I'm saying? 'Cause
I don't. What
well, I'm saying like this, in the streets, you watch your surroundings basically. So, you see some funny stuff, you get, kind of street like we live. You'll get kind of scary and you get to shoot things somebody after you. Then what it just happened, young dog just got killed. So, you had to be aware of everything.
So, did he give you the money when you went to wipe the car down?
Nah, he didn't give me the day. Well, I probably got the dates mixed up or whatever, but the day that the car got discovered, the night before he gave me that money to get a car cover.
Okay. When was it, if you can remember, when you said you went to wipe the car down?
It was a couple days, like around that same time I got the car cover, if not the same day,
Okay.
I wiped the car down trying to get the prints, make sure there wasn't no prints on
All right, when you were wiping the car down, what were you wiping the car down with?
it. Some like little cleaning supply stuff. I can't tell you exactly what I put on it, but I had a rag, had some stuff sprayed on the rag, and I just went and wiped it down.
All right, now was this rag soaked? Like you
Nah.
dipped it in some products, or you just
Nah, I
sprayed
just
it?
sprayed some stuff on it. I just sprayed some stuff on
Do you remember what it was?
it. Nah, I really don't.
And was it daytime or nighttime?
It was nighttime.
Okay, it was nighttime.
I ain't do nothing daytime.
It was nighttime. Could you fully see the car that night?
It was in the back, like somebody had pushed it all the way in the backyard, like parked it all the way in the back. So
When you all dropped it off, was it in the same place it was?
nah, it was like in the front of the driveway.
Okay.
That's why he
When
was.
you all dropped it off, it was in front of the
Yes,
driveway.
man. It was parked up close to where you could see it. It could be spotted east,
Okay. But when you went back, it was.
pushed on to the back.
Do you recall if y'all had keys to the vehicle, or if Justin did?
Justin had the key to him. Mr. Govan kept asking like where the key was so we could move it and burn it up somewhere else.
So it was nighttime. The car was pushed towards the back, and you were wiping it down. You were shot in your right shoulder.
The right shoulder. Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that your dominant hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So does it present any problems wiping down things?
Nah, it really, like, I did the best I could, being shot and all. I did the best I could wiping it down.
Now you do know your prints were eventually found on the car.
Yo, I didn't do a good job, so.
Okay. All right. Did you let Mr. Govan know that you had wiped the car down?
Yeah, I called him when I was walking in the backyard to let him know that, I was gonna go back there and wipe the car down.
And what did he say?
He said, all right, bro. All right.
So another night or another day or so, you were asked to get a car cover.
Yes, ma'am.
When did he provide you the money for the car cover?
Like the night before, I went and got it the next morning. Like in between midnight hour.
And how did he provide you with the money?
With cash money.
Cash?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. He provided you with cash. Had you ever bought a car cover before?
No.
Did you know where to go get one at?
Yeah, I knew where to go get a car cover from.
Okay, and did you look it up or figure out which store?
Nah, it was an AutoZone close by, so I know AutoZone salesman.
Okay, they see, okay. So is that where you went?
Yes, ma'am.
You went to AutoZone. Yeah, what color car cover was it?
Now that part I can't tell you because it never made it out the box.
It never made it out the box. Why didn't it make it out the box?
Because they had discovered the car, and I was like, since they discovered the car, take this junk bag and get the money back and just buy me some more pills.
Did you, when the day that they discovered the car, did you speak with Mr. Govan then?
Nope.
You don't recall speaking with Mr. Govan?
No.
You speak with Mr. Justin Johnson?
Nope. I ain't speak to now one of them that day though. When they discovered the car, I ain't talk to nobody.
And how did you know that they discovered the car?
Facebook, the news and stuff like that.
So,
Well, that morning, like, before I went and got the car cover, I spoke to Mr. Govan, but, like, after they discovered the car, nope, I ain't talked to him. I just,
the morning so what did you talk about the morning before they discovered the car?
that car cover and stuff.
You talked about
Trying to get that car covered up and get rid of it, basically.
Why did you need to speak with Mr. Govan about you going?
He was the one saying that we need to get rid of that car. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was right there, and he was like, you know, he ain't want them talking to him about anything if they discover the car, because he gonna tell them to give a Willie Massey so he can get back to his gambling.
So the day the car was discovered, you did not speak with him any more afterwards.
Not after the car was discovered.
All right. Did you speak with him any more after that?
Yes, ma'am. December the 8th, 2021. I was going to give me some pills, going one way, and he was coming up another way, and he looked through the mirror, his windshield, I mean, and blew the horn. And I pulled over, he pulled over, and he got out the car. He was like, thank God. He was telling me that he been getting shot at and stuff, and he asked me have I spoke to Mr. Justin Johnson, because they had ran in Justin Johnson's house the night before or whatever. He showed me some things on his phone, and he was asking me, did I have a number he get in touch with me on? He told me I need to get rid of my phone. I need to get rid of that phone, is all he was saying. And he was like, he was gonna go to Private that night and get my money, and he was gonna call me. He asked me for a number, and he was gonna call me.
Did he ever call?
Now the U.S. Marshal was on me the next day. I was in jail.
So he didn't have a chance to call.
Nope.
Okay. So you said the next day, so that would be December 9th of 2021?
Yes, ma'am. December 9th.
What else sticks out about that day?
December 9th. It was my daughter's birthday.
All right, it's a different daughter's birthday that was on
Yes,
the day?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It was my daughter's birthday. I had took her some cake and ice cream. It was cool, and U.S. Marshal was trailing me the whole month.
And you eventually arrested?
Yes, ma'am. I was arrested.
Did you have your phone on you that Mr. Govan told you to get rid of?
Yes, ma'am. I had this phone on me.
Okay. Did you have more than one phone?
Yes, ma'am. I had Ms. Angela phone on me as well.
Well, did you have another phone? Did you get rid of the phone that Mr.
No.
You never got rid of it?
No, I never got rid of the phone.
You never took it?
I gave it to my children mother, like, after I saw the U.S. Marshal trailing me.
Okay.
I gave it to my children mother
That's what I'm
and left, yeah.
And to your knowledge, police got that phone from her.
Yes, ma'am. They got a warning when it happened.
Yeah, phone. How did they know she had the phone? Or do you know?
Well, I guess
I'm not gonna ask you to guess.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't get a pin on it. I don't know.
Okay. But they did get the phone out of her.
I did get the phone.
And you didn't speak to Mr. Govan anymore after that. Now, you were promised,
Hold on for a second. Was that a yes or no? You should read it.
No, ma'am. I didn't speak to him no more.
so as part of this, you were promised that you would receive $50,000, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever receive that money in your hand?
No, ma'am.
Once you were arrested, was the money ever gifted to you or?
Not
provided?
directed to me, but it was provided for lawyer fees.
And do you know about when that was?
I just can't. No, ma'am. I can't recall. But it was after I was locked up at 201.
To your knowledge, was Mr. Govan locked up at that time?
No, ma'am. He wasn't locked up at the time.
So you were arrested December 9th.
Yes, ma'am.
You were charged with charges you're here for that you have now.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you promised anything for your testimony?
No, ma'am.
Do you hope to receive something from the testimony?
I'm praying for it, but I wasn't promised. Like, I've been asking for a bond. I wasn't promised nothing.
And you've spoken to prosecutors.
Yes, ma'am.
You've spoken to me a few times, right?
Got two, 3 times. Yeah.
Everything happened here in Shelby County?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll pass the witness.
Mr. Cornelius, my name is Manny Aurora. I'm the lawyer for Mr. Govan.
Yes, sir.
Have we ever spoken before?
Nah, I never spoke.
Earlier today, about 10 o'clock, the jurors were excused for about an hour. Did you have to talk to your lawyer before you testified today?
Nah, I asked to speak to my lawyer.
Okay, did you talk to your lawyer?
Nah, my lawyer out of time.
All right, did you talk to one of his associates?
Yes.
And is she the one sitting in court right there still?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
All right, and during the course of that hour, did you talk to both the DAs one more time before you took the stand?
This morning?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So in that hour break between 10 and 11, you talked to your lawyer about whatever, it's your privilege, and then you talked to the DAs about your testimony.
About my testimony, they would just ask me was I ready. Yeah.
Okay. So let me get this straight. You're telling the truth here today, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so why do we need to talk to your lawyer before you testify if you're telling the truth?
Because when I came to court on the first, I didn't see my attorney, so I've been trying to talk to my attorney. Since I've been coming to court, I haven't saw my attorney one time, so I've been trying to talk to my attorney.
All right, but your attorney's already negotiated a proffer settlement for you with regards to the government, right?
No, he didn't.
He didn't do that.
No, he didn't tell me that I got nothing on the line or nothing, so I'm trying to ask what's going on.
All right, so if your lawyer didn't tell you anything, you're totally on your own, cooperating with the government, hoping you can negotiate some kind of deal with the government?
No, I'm just keeping it real because they already know everybody else already made statements and told their part, so I'm telling the truth too.
Okay. My point to you is before testifying here today, you asked to talk to your lawyer about whatever you talked about. Then the government lawyers went in and talked to you, and then you testified.
I asked to talk to my lawyer because I haven't saw my lawyer since I've been coming to court, sir.
Right, so I'm trying to ask you, what is there to talk about? You knew why you were coming
I'm
here
trying to
before.
see what's going on, sir.
Right, going on as to why am I brought to Shelby County? You didn't know you were going to testify in a trial today?
Yes, I did, but I'm trying to see what's up on my behalf, like me and him talking, like on our terms.
Okay. And you know the ladies came and saw you at the jail in the last week, right?
Nah, they talked to me like last week, then like week or two before that, and then just backed up 3 times and talked.
And prior to that, you talked to an ADA named Hagerman about 5 times. You remember a tall white guy that's bald?
Yeah, I remember Paul.
Okay, and you talked to him about 5 or 6 times?
I don't know, I can't tell you exactly how many times I talked to Mr. Paul, but I talked to him.
Okay. And to the police, you made at least 4 statements, if not more?
Nah, I ain't made no false statements to no police.
All right, did you talk to him in December after you got arrested?
Yeah,
Did you talk to him again at least in March of 2022 after you got
I
arrested?
talked to Paul then.
Okay, that's the prosecutor, right?
Yeah,
And he had the cops with him.
yeah.
Okay. So you get arrested on December 9th. You're indicted on January 2022, just about a month later, right?
Right.
Then you have your lawyer and you go talk to Paul along with the other cops in March. Is that right?
Right.
Okay, and then you talk to him again after that, right?
Yeah.
You remember talking to federal prosecutors in August of 2022 and making a statement.
I don't know who I was talking to, and I don't remember like what time it was, but
Okay,
yeah, I talked to him.
all right. And you remember when you previously given statements, you acknowledged you lied to the police throughout this process, right? You denied everything and you opened up.
I ain't say throughout the process. I didn't say that.
Okay,
When I first spoke to them, when I first got locked up December 9th, I was intoxicated. So, you know, I really didn't want to talk. Like,
okay. So you are now telling me that on December 9th, the police illegally questioned you while you were drunk. They didn't wait for you to
I
sober
didn't
up.
say they illegally pushed me. I said I was intoxicated, and I said I would talk to you. So, but I talked to them. I was intoxicated.
Okay. Your arrest is made by the U.S. Marshals. And so you would have been intoxicated at the time the Marshals arrested you?
Yeah.
And this is in the daytime, right? During the day?
Yeah.
All right. And so you're really close to your daughter's birthday on the day they arrested you, but you're drunk. Is that right?
Now let me check this out. These had went. I saw them trailing me. U.S. Marshals were trailing me. They used to follow me the whole morning from the time I got up. After I saw him, the next day they was on. I
Okay.
saw them trailing me. I went and got cake and ice cream for my daughter. I dropped Angela off at work. I dropped her cake and ice cream off at the school. Then I went to my children's mother house and dropped the phone.
Okay. When did you get intoxicated?
Early in the morning.
Okay. So
Like
you're,
I already had me some pills that night. From that night on, I already had pills and stuff.
okay. Let's go back. The night before you got arrested, let's just presume you got arrested on December 9th, 2021. You started taking pills that night.
Yeah, I went to sleep, but I had me some pills to wake up on.
All right. Who did you get the pills from?
Someone else.
Okay. Got a name? You don't remember, do you?
Nah, I don't want to put that name out there.
Well, we're telling the truth now, remember?
Yeah, but
It's all
they not
open.
on trial though. They not in this. They ain't got no part. They just sold the pills. So I ain't finna put their names out there.
So you got some pills the night before, and you stayed intoxicated through the whole day, or did you drink some the
No,
next morning?
you don't drink on pills. You don't drink alcohol with oxycodone. I ain't say nothing about drinking. I said I pop pills. That's my choice of drug.
Okay, when people say intoxicated, maybe I misunderstand.
I was under the influence. I'm gonna say that again.
All right. Did you take pills in the morning to stay under the influence?
Yeah, I woke up and popped me some more pills. I was shot already too. You know, I was shot too.
I understand. So you took the pills, but even though you're intoxicated with the pills, you know enough to go to the grocery store, to get cake, get balloons. Then in your intoxicated state, you go to your daughter's school. Apparently the teachers at the school don't mind you being intoxicated, so you drop off all the stuff for the party. Then you leave some more. You're not intoxicated enough to realize that the marshal has been following you all morning because you're sharp enough to figure that out. And then prior to them stopping you, you're smart enough to ditch the phone with your child's mother. That's what you're telling me under your intoxicated
See, I've
state.
been taking them so long to where pills don't do me like they probably do you, and I could be at work as well.
All right.
And then after I saw the U.S. Marshals on me, I did go to a Family Dollar and get some Tylenol PM and took some of them too.
Okay. All right, so let's go back to the story for the day. You get up, you pop some pills, you go to the grocery store, you go to the school, then you see the marshals. Instead of being worried about the marshals following you, they just leave you alone. You go to the Family Dollar to go buy headache pills.
They ain't just leave me alone. They were trailing me, trying to see exactly where I was going, what I was doing. They were tracking me the whole time. From the time I
But
got
why
up.
didn't they just stop you if they saw you? And you're clearly wanted.
Objection, you're on the cause for speculation.
They stopped you near your child's mother's house, right?
No, they stopped me in Mississippi. I put them on the. I left. I just put them on a little trail. They ain't put no lights on me till I got in Mississippi.
Okay, so was it a high-speed chase or you just
Nah,
kept
I don't
going?
know how speed chase. Because as soon as they put South Haven police behind me, and South Haven police put their lights on me, I pulled up, and the marshal was right there.
All right, so we've talked about intoxicated, so you were smart enough to say, I'm going to get out of Memphis, have them chase me across state lines to Mississippi, then you remember specifically
They
South
didn't
Haven
chase
police
me.
got you.
They didn't chase me. I just drove, and they were following me. They were trailing me the whole time.
Okay.
So I just went on to South Haven, Mississippi, and they followed me and put South Haven police behind me. I'm all cop.
All right, so in your intoxicated state, you went in this Sunday drive, essentially, where you saw the marshals tailing you. Then you were smart enough to recognize South Haven police was also involved. Is
Look,
that right?
this how I am. I'm from the streets, so
Yeah.
you know when you driving, you pay attention to all your mirrors. You know what I'm saying? So I pay attention to these cars following me. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that if they were some hitters, they would have pulled up on me and just shot the car. You know what I'm saying? So I went ahead and went on to Mississippi. When I was in my baby mama's apartment, matter of fact, they pulled up 5-seat car deep, number 10 windows. So I knew they were police.
What kind of cars were following you?
It was Jeeps, all kind. You know how the marshals ride, you know.
Well, marshals usually have those big SUVs and Suburbans, but you're saying like a Jeep Wrangler?
They had Jeeps, they had all kind of cars.
Okay,
They was in unmarked cars, tinted out.
all right. So I'm going to try to go this slowly. If there's anything you don't understand, just ask me to repeat myself, okay?
Yes, sir.
I have no quarrel with you. I respect what you're trying to do. I just want to ask some questions,
I ain't
okay?
got no problem. I respect what you're trying to do too.
When we first started this morning, you had mentioned you'd been shot twice and you were losing a lot of blood. Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
And you said it was gushing everywhere out of your arm. You had to get medical care.
No, I got a wound key. I never went to the hospital.
Understood. But you used the word a lot of blood everywhere. Is that fair?
Yes, that's what I said.
Okay. So as you're bleeding with blood everywhere, you got into the Mercedes to make your getaway.
Yeah. I didn't even recognize I was shot at the time when I was in it. It's like, man, like when I got in the car, I didn't recognize I was shot.
But you saw you were bleeding.
No, once we pulled off
Okay.
and he shot the window, that's when I know that I had a hole in my. I wasn't bleeding then.
Okay. When the car left, as it's leaving Makita's Cookies, you get shot in the arm.
I don't know when they got shot. I said there. I don't know when exactly. What point I was shot at, I don't know. But once we pulled off, we was driving crazy. That's when Jesse said he was straight and out of blue. I'm like, dang, I'm hit too. And I kept asking him, was he okay?
So obviously at some point when you're shooting your AK-47 into the Makitas and backing up, the other guy comes out and then at some point he grabs an AK-47 and shoots at you. You have to have been hit somewhere along that point, right?
Yeah, it was so bad. I don't know when I got hit right here. Anyway, I can't tell you when. I didn't feel it.
Okay. Can we agree that after you got shot twice in this part of your leg, which is a heavy bleeding part,
I was
And-
straight right here.
so straight, so that shot didn't bother you?
And the bullet went in me right here and was in my back.
Okay, because when you were walking, you didn't look like you were limping into the apartment, so that's what I was asking you. Did you get shot in
Yeah,
the
I
leg
got
too?
straight right there. Straight right there.
It's just a scrape.
Yeah.
All right, the one that lodged in your body, that blood is just gushing, right? You've got an open wound in your
Russian,
shoulder.
but you know, cause I've been shot before, so I know not to panic. Long as I don't bleed out of my mouth, I ain't gonna panic.
Right.
So I know how to control them.
Mr. Cornelius, I'm not trying to ask you difficult questions. Were you bleeding heavily from the gunshot wound in your arm?
Yeah, you gonna bleed heavy. You gonna bleed.
That's all I'm asking.
Yes, sir.
And as you're bleeding, you're sitting in the car going to Bradley Street where you dropped off the car. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there will be blood in the car. I mean, you're bleeding heavily.
Nah, I'm sitting up. I'm sitting up actually, man. And I got on a pullover sweater, you know, and I'm not panicking, so the blood I'm not panicking. Cause I'm making sure Mr. Johnson okay as well, cause he said he was eating. But it come to find out he was straight.
But if you're bleeding heavily, but there's no blood, is that what you're telling me?
Your Honor, I'm gonna object. He's excellent, and he's answered this about 5-6 times.
I just want a simple answer to a simple
And
question.
he's answered it to the best of his ability. He's answered it a couple of times.
Was there blood in the car once you got out?
Nah, I wasn't looking to check. I wasn't trying to see whether no blood. I'm moving fast, trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right, we'll go with that. And you mentioned that Justin had the car keys, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so when you guys dropped off the car, Justin got into his SUV that he left across the street from Mr.
Nah,
Govan.
I got out and jumped in the SUV. On the video, you saw I was driving the SUV in them cars.
I'm not talking about the apartments. Remember when you dropped off the car? Let's focus. When you guys dropped off the white stolen Mercedes, you
Right.
said across the street from Mr. Govan's house,
Right.
you and Justin got out of the car.
I got out the car to move the truck. You had to move the truck out the yard first to pull the car up. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so you did that.
Yeah.
Whose truck was it?
It was Justin on here.
All right. Who drove the truck away over the two-lane apartments?
I did.
So that white SUV that we saw you were driving?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay. You don't know who struck that?
No,
All right.
it was Justin again.
All right. When you drove the Mercedes into the driveway.
No, I did not. I can't drive two vehicles. I jumped out the Mercedes to move the white truck.
But if you-
Justin parked the Mercedes. He was driving, as you saw in the video.
All right. So even though you couldn't drive too good, you drove the SUV, the two-lane
Who said I
apartment.
couldn't drive too good? I ain't
You
say
just
I-
did say that.
I ain't say. I said I can't drive two vehicles, two cars
Okay.
at one time.
All right. So did Justin have the keys to the Mercedes?
Yes.
Okay. So he does whatever with the Mercedes, takes the keys, you guys get into the SUV, you drive it away to two-lane apartments, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to get into the AutoZone. I know you don't remember, but the car was found on the morning of December 20th, 2021, which is about 3 days after the shooting, okay?
December the 20th.
I'm sorry, November the 20th, 2021. We'll work with that, right? You're now saying that the night before, which would be around midnight, I think you said, of the 19th, Mr. Govan gave you some money for car cover?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you said around midnight or so he did that, right?
Yeah, in between that time.
Okay,
I mean, the hours.
all right. You mentioned at one point that he paid you with Cash App, and then at one point you mentioned he
I
paid
ain't
you
say
with
nothing
cash.
about cash.
So these jurors didn't hear the word Cash App come out of your mouth at
I
all?
said he paid me with cash.
Okay.
He gave me cash to go get the car covered.
Did he ever pay you any dollars with Cash App?
No.
Okay. So he gave you cash. Did you go get the car cover?
I went and got it, but I didn't go inside the store myself.
Okay. So now let's go back. So you're telling me when this happened, on the night of the 19th, you were with your girlfriend,
Yeah.
Angela?
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause you didn't mention that when they were asking me the question. So let me get
What
this
you
straight.
mean? What you saying?
On the 19th, the night before the car was discovered, you cleaned that car, right?
Yeah.
Angela was with you when you were cleaning the car?
She wasn't with me. She dropped me off.
All right, where did she go?
I told her buzz the block, right around. So I
Okay.
called and told her to come back.
All right,
She wasn't with me.
So you said you called Mr. Govan to tell him that you were gonna clean the car so he wouldn't shoot you, right?
Yeah.
So did he come out to visit with you?
No, he ain't come out.
Then how did he give you the money that night to go get a car cover?
I went back over there. I ain't say it might have been that same day now. I said it might have been the next day, but I went over there, get some pills. Or it might have been later on, because I went over there to get some pills or whatever, to stay up, some extra pills, once again.
Right,
And
but you
he
understand,
gave me the money to get the car cover.
you understand, we're running a little bit out of time because you told us under oath that he paid you on the 19th of December of 2021 in the evening hours around midnight.
Then I said it might not have been that day. It might have been the next day. You know, it might have been like I probably had the days mixed up. Like the day before, I probably went and wiped the car. Then the 19th, he gave me the money for the car cover.
Well, see, there's a little problem with that. The
What's
car
the
was
problem?
found on the 20th that morning.
Okay.
So if you wiped the car down the night before it was found, that would be the 19th. You'd agree with me, right?
Exactly.
And if he also paid you at the same time, that would be the 19th, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you
But the
got...
time, like the time of what time, like exactly what time this took place, what I can't remember it.
But it was all at night.
Yeah, like midnight, early morning.
Okay. And you went to the AutoZone to buy that night, and you just...
Nah, I ain't go that night. I went that morning to get that car cover, because I wasn't finna put it up. The AutoZone ain't no 24-hour AutoZone where we at, no way.
Okay. What time did you go to the AutoZone?
So they open up early in the morning.
So like 7 in the morning.
Can't tell you exactly what time.
Okay.
I finna see them live.
Who'd you go with?
Me and Angela.
All right, so now you've got Angela involved in covering up the murder, like hiding evidence, right? She's helping you get this?
I ain't ever involved in doing nothing. She wasn't hiding nothing. She wasn't doing it. Nope. Not finna lie like that.
All right, so when she picked you up at Two Lane Apartments, what happened to your clothes?
What happened to my clothes?
Yeah, the bloody clothes.
We had changed out at 2 Lane Apartments.
Where'd you get the clothes?
We got them 2 Lane Apartments.
But from who?
Whoever they was. I don't know that girl.
So they just had something to fit your size to wear those
Yeah,
clothes?
you see, when we went in and we came out, you see, before Angela pulled up, we had on different clothes when we came out. You
Okay.
can see that on the video.
So you remember that part, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You went to the AutoZone. You ever been to an AutoZone yourself before?
Yeah, I had cars.
Security cameras everywhere, right? At the AutoZone?
I don't know about
All right. Would it be out of the ordinary? You've gone auto part shopping before. You just said you've been there before, right?
Right.
All right. Do most businesses that you frequent have surveillance cameras?
Of course.
All right. So your car, what car was it that went to the AutoZone that morning?
The SUV that picked me up.
So Angela's car.
Yes, sir.
So if I was to call AutoZone to get surveillance, I could easily see the car coming and going.
Yes, sir.
All right, and if I went inside, I could easily be seen on the surveillance cameras because, they have it for shoplifting and all that. Angela would be front and center, right?
I ain't gonna say front and center, but I told her to go get the car cover.
All right. And
Go
so,
get a car cover, universal car cover.
all right, and so if it's around 7 in the morning, she used cash to buy it. You get a receipt even if you use cash, right?
Right.
Okay. So if I wanted to double check, say I'm a really good detective and I want to figure out what's happened, I could easily go to AutoZone, pull the footage, ask them for just their receipts from between 7 and 8 that morning, who bought a car cover. I could very easily validate what you're saying, right?
Of course.
Okay. We agree on that. Thank you. With regards to Mr. Govan, you talk to him almost every single day, right?
What you mean?
Like you would hang out at his house.
Yeah, I go through there, grab a few, pull up on them. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you talk to him pretty regularly, right?
Right.
So if you say, hey, he called me or he did this, you could have communicated with him for any reason. You have to take your word for what it is that you guys talked about, right?
When you talking about?
Well, I mean, you're a little vague on the date, so I'm just asking you. If you met him that summer,
I'm a little big on the date.
a little fuzzy on the date.
Oh, yeah. I've been locked up about almost 4 years.
Right, but you've also talked to the police over the course of the 4 years, especially in the first 6 months.
But
Then you-
not like this, not like.
But I know, because there's pressure here for when you're under oath, but I'm saying, and you've also
It ain't
talked,
no pressure, cause I'm telling the truth, ain't no pressure. I'm being
your
real.
truth is your truth, I understand. You've talked to these people about 9 times essentially, the government lawyers, right, prior to testifying here today?
I can't tell you exactly how many times I talked to them, sir.
Okay. You mentioned during your testimony that you actually never communicated with Jook, is that right?
Nah, I never communicated. Well, I did, to be honest with you. I forget I had, like, after they found the car or whatever, and, man, I wasn't talking to Justin or him. So I had inboxed him on one. Well, I forgot what it was, and I'm like, man, I'm going home, boy, man. I need to holler at you, bro. I'm trying to get my money. You know what I'm saying?
So who were you communicating with?
I was inboxing Juke, like, man, it Govan, little homeboy. Like, really, I ain't want to say this who Govan hired, you know what I'm saying, to handle the bid. I'm like, it Govan, homeboy, I need to get up with you. I'm trying to get my bread.
All right, so when you said inbox, is that an email?
I forgot what I had. Hit the man up on. I forgot what it was.
Okay. And the reason I ask is you didn't want to give up anything or do anything, but earlier, when you first met Jook, you said Mr. Govan introduced you as Little C, the guy that done the shooting of Wu, so we already knew you were a shooter. So why would we need all the cloak and dagger if you're trying to reach out to Jook?
Nah, because, look, this had went, man. After the shooting or whatever, after they discovered the car or whatever, Justin had got with me and was like, man, look, man, Juke saying that he'll get with us on his own terms or whatever, and don't trust Govan or nothing like that right now. You know what I'm saying? He was like, so in my eyes there was so many crosses. You know what I'm saying? Like Justin had ran out with the cake or whatever, and I couldn't trust him. I couldn't trust nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, I'm gonna take initiative on my own and hit Juke up on his little I forgot it was Instagram or something. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, this Govan homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll get up with you. Really, I need my money.
Did you ever text Mr. Jook at all during the course of all this?
That's what I was saying on a website, like on Instagram or Facebook, something like that. I forgot what it was. I ain't have his number personally. I could not contact him, like call his phone and say, Juke, where my money? No, I couldn't do that.
Okay. Could Angela do that?
No.
So nobody...
Angela ain't know nothing about no Juke or none of these. Like, no, she couldn't just hit Juke up. She don't know him or Govan.
Just have this 1 second, Your Honor. We've talked a lot about parking the car across from Govan's house, but you recall some hours ago you said your friend Bobby Carter lives across the street from Govan as well, right?
He stayed like across up the street, like close towards the corner with his mom.
All right.
And they called each other brothers. Him
Okay.
and Govan.
So your testimony to me now is when you told them whatever about Bobby Carter, that he didn't remember how they will. Now you're saying Bobby Carter lives up the street.
He stayed across the street, but houses down from where they caught was.
How many houses?
I can't remember, about 3-4 houses, close to what that is?
Bradley?
Nah, close. Bradley is the street they stay on. Close towards what's the Crossway Street?
I'm not from Memphis, I don't know.
It's been a long time. I ain't been out there. I can't tell you.
The reason I ask is you also mentioned you just lived a couple minutes from Mr. Govan's house, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you live a couple minutes from Mr. Govan's house. Bobby lives across the street. some 3 houses down. And you and Bobby did the first shooting of Wu when you guys had a shootout with Mr. Wu. Is that correct?
Yeah, me, Bob, and Justin, and we got Mr. Govan gave me his gun.
Okay. So now Govan gave you the gun. I understand that. Was Treon Ingram also there for that shooting?
I don't know none of them folks. I don't know none of them.
How many people were there all together at the first shooting of Wu?
At the shooting,
At the shooting.
the house, at Mr. Govan house.
Okay, let's try this again. You went with Bobby Carter and you said Justin was already there.
We all met up at Mr. Govan house, and me and Bobby jumped in one vehicle, and Justin and another guy was in another vehicle.
All right. So when they asked you before, now there's a 4th guy that was going to do the shooting with you guys, right? That's you, Justin, Bobby, and a 4th person you don't know. Okay. So you guys drove off and found Wu and had a shootout.
Yeah, he had told us Wu was at the house, Mr. Govan.
So Mr. Govan knew exactly where Wu was. At the date and the time.
Where Wu stayed at.
Okay, so did you shoot up his house?
Nah, like I said, the gun had jammed up. I was on foot walking up, and he was coming at the house. And the gun Mr. Govan had gave me had jammed up. And I had ducked behind the tree, and Bob was trying to get to me.
Okay. Were you ever charged with the attempted murder of Wu
No,
by the state?
no.
But you told them that you tried to kill somebody and the gun jammed up, but they didn't charge you with a conspiracy
Nah.
or attempted murder or anything?
I don't know police then. Like, that was street stuff. Ain't nobody but Tim, like, he shot back. Like, it was a shootout. After that, it was the end of it.
Well, like with Mr. Dolph, though, that was a shootout too, because they shot back at you and they hit you
We
twice.
shot first, though. We shot first, so it really wasn't. We ran as they were shooting back. We were pulling off as he was shooting back.
Okay. In your statement to the police in March of 2022 and Mr. Hagerman, do you remember telling them that 2 masked men met you prior to your arrest and gave you $50,000 in cash inside a brown paper bag?
No, I ain't tell them nothing like that.
All right. Did you tell them about... Okay, you didn't tell them. Got it. At some point, money showed up for your lawyer after you got arrested. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. And then you were talking to the police, and they asked you, what did the money mean? And you said it was understood that you were on Jook's team. Is that correct?
No, I ain't say nothing like that.
Are you sure? Because I got it on video, so I'm just going to ask you
Joke
again.
team?
Yeah, they said, is it understood what you were going to be doing that they paid for your lawyer?
Nah, I wanted my money. The hit already been done.
You're in prison, and $38,000 or $50,000 or whatever just shows up to pay your lawyer. Is that correct?
Yeah, the money came.
All right, and that came from Mr. Jook's
I don't know
CMG
who
son.
it came from.
So it just magically appeared.
I don't know who it came from. Like I said, I couldn't call nobody. I don't know who it came from.
Do you remember talking to the police on August 10th of 2022?
Probably did. What was he?
Well, I'm going to show you what was said, and we're going to go through it. May I approach the witness? I want you to read paragraph 17 to yourself, and I'm going to have a handful of questions.
And, Your Honor, can we approach, if you might have to put that down, please? Hold on, please.
5:17, and we're gonna have a bunch of questions. Okay. Can I retrieve it back from asking questions? You remember talking to agents back in August of 2022? We've established that, right?
Right.
All right. Who is Vanessa Covington?
My sister.
All right. And you stated to the police on August 10th of 2022 that you had Vanessa Covington, I guess her married name is Holmes, try to reach out to a lawyer for you, right?
Correct.
All right. And then she told you that we don't have any money, right?
Correct.
Her husband contacted a lawyer named Horace Bailey, is that right?
Correct.
And that you told her that you needed to get word to Mims through Arthur Horn, attorney for Anthony Mims, correct?
Correct.
So you told your sister to reach out to Jook's lawyer, Arthur Horn.
No, I did not tell my sister that. I told the lawyer that.
Okay, so you told your lawyer, reach out to Jook's lawyer, Arthur Horn.
To get him money.
Okay,
But he didn't represent me.
all right. And so the lawyer did get some money from Arthur Horn.
Yeah.
And Arthur Horn is Jook's lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then at some point, Mr. Bailey advised you that payments have been made.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be $50,000, right?
Supposed to.
And there's no trail of it, it was just cash, is what he told you. You got paid cash.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Horn didn't want this coming back to him, so he just paid out cash to Mr. Bailey.
I don't know how he got paid. I don't know. Yeah, he got paid though.
All right.
When he got there.
And then Mr. Bailey backed out of your case shortly thereafter, and another lawyer came on your case, right?
The lady wasn't able to represent me because the judge won't allow me.
Okay.
At the time, the judge at the time.
So he's been paid full, either be it 50,000, 30, whatever it is, he's been paid. And then he gets you another lawyer, right?
Right.
And the same 38,000 in cash shows up for that lawyer, right?
Right.
All right. And you guys talked about that cash, and in fact, your lawyer during this interview with the police in August said, whoa, this money's all documented and all that stuff, right? Your lawyer talked for a while trying to explain where this money came from, right?
I can't remember. I recall. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then one of the detectives also jumped up and said, now that they paid for your lawyer, it was understood that you were with them, or words to that extent.
What you mean? With what?
If I pay for your lawyer, wouldn't I expect you to help me out and keep your mouth shut?
No, not necessarily, because if you bring me a part of this, and then you know what I'm saying, like you make your statement to the police, and you hire me to do this and make a statement and turn me in, then you know, right, wrong. I might as well go with, you know, the same person that hired me and made a statement on me. I might as well just, you know, keep it real and tell the truth. This is who hired me, right? And then there it goes. This is who brought me in. You know?
Okay. When you tried, they asked you again.
I don't know Juke and them like that. I don't know Juke.
Okay.
So I'm not with them.
When they gave you the money,
They didn't give me the money. I was locked up.
when they gave the lawyer the money, you think Mr. Govan came up with $50,000 in cash to pay the lawyer?
Objection, Your Honor, calls for speculation.
All right, we've already answered this. You said you know it came from them because the lawyer told you. I got it. So let's move from that to, was Mr. Juke ever interviewed by the police in this case?
I don't know.
You read the discovery in your case, did you not?
Nah, I ain't read all that. I ain't had the whole 1,000-some pages.
All right. So in here, when you said I looked at the discovery after your March interview, and
I
that's
saw
how.
my part. I saw my part. My part was short.
Okay. Your part was short, even though you're the one with the AK-47 committing a murder, telling them about AutoZone, telling them about I went here, I went there. Let's go back. All right. You talked about pressure wool. You know pressure wool, right?
Yeah.
You know what it looks like. You've been there before.
Yeah.
Sometimes people sell drugs there.
I don't know about I don't know what go on in prison the word like that. I can't say all that.
All right.
I can't say all that.
You said you've been to pressure. What did you go to pressure wool for?
I went up there with him to get Mr. Govan to get his car washed before. And then I went the day of the shooting and I met Mr. Govan up there.
All right. So is it your testimony now, after I just asked you, you've been there before and you know what it looks like? You've only been there twice. Is that your
I
testimony?
can't tell you how many times I've been to get a car washed, sir.
Okay. You live in the same neighborhood as Mr. Govan, just a couple minutes away.
Yes, sir.
The pressure room is just a couple minutes away from both you guys.
Yes, sir.
And you know what it looks like.
Yes, sir.
And you've been there.
Yes, sir.
Have you been there without Mr. Govan?
No, sir.
Okay, so is it fair to say then you're saying you've only been there twice in your life?
I can't tell you because I probably been there 2-3 times with him. I don't know. I just can't tell you, sir.
Okay, so it was, I went there to get my car, he got his car
Objection, Your
washed.
Honor. Ask them answer.
Why don't they, well, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I apologize. You went there one time with Mr. Govan so he could wash his car.
Get his car washed.
Okay. And the next time you mentioned it was to pick up your phone.
If you want to say that, yes, sir. I went back to pick my phone up from him at the car wash. He told me to meet him where he get his car washed because I already knew. So, I went there and met him.
And then there may have been other times you went to the car wash with Mr. Govan.
No, I'm not saying all that, sir.
Okay.
I'm not saying that.
When you go to pressure wool, you do notice there's cameras all around the building and there's only one way in and
I
out.
don't notice all that, but it might be.
Okay. So if I'm a good detective and you say I went to pressure wool, certainly they would have gone to pressure wool, seen the cameras and asked for the surveillance footage, right? To
I
back
don't
up
know
what
what
you're
they
saying.
did, sir. I can't do their job for. I don't know. I can't tell them. I don't know what they did, sir.
All right. When you talked about when the meeting happened, was it just you and Jook when the meeting happened?
No, me, Joe, and Mr. Hernandez Govan, sir.
And was that planned in advance?
Nah, I told you I was just pulling up about Peter's actually, and Joe was already over there. And Govan was like, we're gonna let's see right here. You know what I'm saying? This is what we had to bid the other day. And
All right.
Joe was like, hold on, put them phones, you know what I'm saying? Can't trust you like that.
With regards to trying to figure out when this meeting happened with Jook, that's the first time you saw him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Change my song.
And you just know Mr. Govan for a very short period of time prior to this meeting, right?
Right.
Okay, but Govan, even though you don't even know him, approached you and said, you want to kill some people.
No, he said, paper I got hits on the head. Now you want to kill some people. Then
Okay.
paper I got hits on the head. Boundaries on it.
Right, so,
This our term. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Street. This
Yes.
our term. I always seen.
so is he doing a public service announcement saying, hey, there's a bounty on these people, or is he
You don't
telling you to do
like
it?
that. You don't do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You first you gotta figure a person out. So that's basically what he was doing, figuring me out. He saw I was buying pills for him. So I probably need a little money because I get pills on credit or whatever from him. You know what I'm saying? And he saw me and Bobby tight, so he figured me out and was like, you want to make some money?
Okay. And so this is a murder Mr. Govan couldn't do himself to make $100,000. He needed you to do it and maybe get $10,000 out of it.
I don't know what he could have did himself, but I don't know. I can't tell you all this, sir. He had a whole bunch of young guys around him, you know what I'm saying? So I guess he wanted to just send us on out,
So now he had a whole bunch of guys that he was talking to this about.
Nah, I'm saying he had young guys around him, we'll come around. So,
So is everybody supposed to be told to go out and kill people and make some
I
money?
don't know, sir. I don't know, but I'm not finna sit here and lie, sir.
Okay. But now you're telling me that he had other young people out here and everybody knew that there was a price on
I
Dolph.
didn't say everybody. I don't know who I knew, sir, but I know me, Bobby, Justin, and the other guy. I don't know who I knew because I'm not with they little crew. So what they talked about when I went around, I don't know, sir. You know what I'm saying? I was Bobby partner. I wasn't his partner really, but you know, once me and Bobby, he saw me and Bobby was, then he, you know, started, you know, trying to play a bundle.
All right. So a gentleman that you've just recently met decides he's going to trust you enough to tell you that there's a price on people's head. And just like that, you trust some guy living in Orange Mound to be able to come through with the money based on his representation.
Nah, it wasn't even representation. It's just, you know, when you hungry for some money, you would get out there and get your hand dirty, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, I had already saw Juke, like after he told us, and we went on one mission, and Bobby clarified that, you know, his brother good for, and Juke was over there when I met, and Juke clarified that our money was gonna be good. It's go time.
Right, but remember,
We done been to the club together and everything.
I get it, but
And
let's
Juke was at the club too.
right, I understand Joe told you the money was good, but the problem with that statement is you'd already shot at Mr. Wu, so you said close to a month or so before meeting
Nah, I
with
didn't
Joe.
say no month or so before meeting no Juke. I didn't say that. It was a couple days later. When I pulled up and got them pills, it probably was the next day or 2-3 days later. I can't remember the timeline, but it wasn't no couple months.
So when you said 2 weeks, maybe a month,
Nah,
that was incorrect.
I didn't say that, sir. I
Alright.
didn't say that. It was like probably the next day I pulled up over there about the pills from him, the next day or two. I don't know exactly when. And he was like, here go, let's see right here. This who put that work in, who shot at Woo.
All right, so if all this is already known and understood, why would Mr. Jook need you to take your phones out and then walk you through how much everybody's worth? You already knew all that.
If you want me to be honest with you, I can be honest with you. Because they were saying that Mr. Govan was like one straight or nothing like that, was like informing and stuff like that. And, you know, they were saying that he was police, so
Okay,
that's why all the phones gotta go outside, you know, when you talk around.
so let me back this up. You were told at the meeting that Mr. Govan could be police.
Nah, Bobby been told me that.
So Bobby told you,
And then the streets talk, you know, people in the neighborhoods were saying that, you know, he had got him popped and he had got him sent to jail and he was
Right.
setting them up and stuff like that.
so let's maybe go back to scratch. You just met this guy for a short period of time over the summer. Bobby's already told you he's a snitch, maybe works for the feds.
But you can't tell me nothing about nobody like that. If he ain't did no wrong to me, he ain't did no police stuff to me, he ain't police me, so I don't just take the streets say that about anybody, you know what I'm saying? They
Your
probably
friend-
saying it about me right now.
Your friend Bobby Carter told you that. Your friend.
The associate.
Okay.
I don't have friends, I have associates.
All right. Your associate told you that this man that you just met is a federal snitch. You can't trust him, right?
Yeah, but people say they about anybody, man, you know what I'm saying? So, no, you ain't did no police stuff to me, like, I ain't got no bad to say about you, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
You cool, you did.
So-
You know, streets talk like that all the time, associates or whatever. Cause he probably seen how me and him would get, and he ain't like that, so he come with the, like, you know, he police, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't listen to what people say.
All right. So let me just ask.
It's just like proving guilty and to prove innocent, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the problem we're having. So let me ask you
Innocent
some
and to
questions.
prove guilty, however y'all get.
All right. So before you meet Mr. Govan, according to you, whenever that was, Bobby Carter's already giving you rumors. Your associate that he's a snitch. You can't trust him.
Nah, not before, after me and him start, you know what I'm saying, hanging out and stuff. You know what I'm saying, that was Bobby.
All right. So now you're saying Bobby told you he was a snitch after you guys
Yeah,
started hanging out?
like, after he saw how our relationship was, this when he was like, you know what I'm saying, can't trust him, you know what I'm saying, that's why I feel back. He was like, that's why he want to take me pause, ain't none of this or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying.
So your associate Bobby Carter that introduced you to Mr. Govan fell back because he didn't trust Mr. Govan.
Yeah, because me and Bobby had a problem too, though, so that's why
Okay.
I really didn't believe it, because he had put my tie on flag and stuff, so I really just ain't believe everything people were saying, you know what I'm saying.
All right, so now you and your associate Bobby Carter had problems as well.
I
So you didn't
had
believe
feel,
it.
yeah, so I was like really more around him than Bobby. I had feel bad about because we had little different problems and stuff too. You know?
So the same guy you went shooting with, you guys had a disagreement, so you weren't friendly.
Yeah.
So the car where it's parked, even though Bobby lives just a couple of doors down, we're gonna keep saying it's across from Govan's house. It was actually in front of an abandoned house, right? One or two down from Govan.
What?
The car, when you guys dropped off the Mercedes.
It was right across the street at the abandoned house from his house.
Okay, which is 2 doors down, but on the same street from Bobby Carter's house.
Yeah, it's on the same side as Bobby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
On the same side as Bobby, but right across the street from his Govan house.
Did Bobby ever tell you, call you and say, why is there a fancy Mercedes sitting in front of my house with a busted window?
I wasn't talking to Bobby at the time. Bobby texted me and said, you niggas ain't gonna fuck with me. It's actually in my phone, so
Okay.
Bobby the one, I don't know.
When you talked to the police regarding the meeting, you said the meeting took place around the time Braylon Murray was murdered. You remember that?
Who?
Braylon Murray.
Who are they?
Could I show the police? I want you to look at the highlighted portion of paragraph 9 of the debrief of the defense. You mentioned you've seen the discovery about you, so this is about you. You agree that the feds wrote up a long 6-page summary about your interview, right?
I ain't had that much description.
Okay, so your lawyer, over the last 3 years, has never shown you your own statement to the police.
No, I ain't get all my description.
So you're basically telling me your lawyer is a complete buffoon that didn't share your own discovery
No, I
with you.
wouldn't say that about my lawyer. I'm not saying it, because I told him I didn't want the rest of the discovery. So I didn't say that. I just said I didn't get all my discovery.
So you know specifically the interviews that you did with the police, maybe the most important thing, he didn't give those to you.
I didn't care to get all that. After that thick package came, I didn't care to get no more.
Can you hand that to him? Just read the highlighted portion to yourself, please.
I don't know who that is. What's the nickname?
I don't know. That's what the police said you wrote. You told them. CD, that was you at the time. That's the phrase, the initials they were using for you. Said the August 13, 2021, his meeting was around there, around the same time Braylon Murray was murdered. Right?
I don't know who that is.
Okay. Tell me, how many people have you shot over your career?
My career is not a career, for one, but I went to jail in 2011 for aggravated assault charge, and that's it.
Okay, but I'm just asking you, how many people have you shot? We've got Wu down. Who else?
I haven't shot Wu. I shot at Wu. It's a difference.
All right. Tell these nice people in the jury box, how many people have you shot at?
One. How many people have I shot at?
Yeah.
Wu. And I shot a guy in 2011, and dog, that's it.
All right.
I'm not a criminal just doing stuff like that.
Okay. Can I retrieve that deputy? You got arrested on December 9th in that intoxicated state we talked about, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta say yes or no.
Yes, sir. I was under the influence.
Okay. The police still interviewed you on the 9th, is that correct?
Because I said I talked to him because I figured long incriminate myself, they'll let me go.
Okay. And then do you remember your girlfriend, Angela Arnold, talking to the police on December 14th?
I remember. I wasn't there. I was locked up, but I remember.
All right. Do you remember calling from the jail on December 12th before she gave her statement to talk to her?
Yeah.
All right. Do you remember asking for an alibi from Angela so you wouldn't be mixed up in this thing?
Alibi? What you mean?
That you didn't do it?
No, I probably did. 9 times out of 10 I did because, I'm trying to get out of it.
And then you also called Shay. Is that Letitia Jackson?
Yes, sir.
And you also talked to her on December 12th, talking about what exactly happened, that you were being charged with murder. Remember that?
No, I don't remember. That's my birthday though, but I don't remember.
Okay. Do you remember being told that Angela went and talked to the police on the 14th of
Yeah,
December?
I remember.
Right. After that call, do you remember calling Uncle Ron and asking him to find out what Angela said to the police?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay. And aside from Uncle Ron, you also called your brother Quez to find out what Angela said to the police on the 14th, right?
Probably.
All right. And aside from Uncle Ron and your brother Quez, you also called Shay about it, right, to contact Angela.
Probably.
And then you, aside from Uncle Ron, your brother Quez, Shay, your child's mother, you also asked Kiana, your sister, to find out what Angela told the police. You have to say yes or no.
Probably.
Okay. And do you remember your family telling Angela, do not go down to the police station to make a second statement?
What you mean, my family? Who is my family? Like,
Shay,
Nah, I'll show you my kid's mama. Her and Rose don't even get along, so I don't know.
Right.
I don't remember that.
Deputy, could you show him the jail recorded phone call from December 15th, 2021, right here, please? You read it out to yourself. Just read it to yourself.
December what?
15th, 2021, I've highlighted for you, where it says Smith said.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so if I could retrieve that back. You remember telling your family, tell Angela Arnold not to go down to the detective's office until you came home?
What?
That's a yes, right?
Yeah, I read it right there. I see it.
And then underneath it, you can look at it as well again. And you also tell Uncle Ron to go talk to Angela before she goes back to the police.
Yeah, I read it right there.
Okay. And then did you yourself on the 15th talk to Angela Arnold at 8:27 p.m. to talk about her interview with the police?
If it's right there, I read it.
Oh, I don't wanna-
I did.
Okay, well, I know your memory
It's
is
a jailhouse phone call, yes, sir. It's right there, it's black and white.
Just take a look at it, because I don't want you to misunderstand any dates, because I know it's a little iffy.
What date you said?
The top of the page, you'll read the 15th. Could I get that back, Deputy? So that day, you asked Angela, tell you what she's going to do, because you wanted to figure this shit out. And you don't want her going down to the police until you get out, so you guys can go with a lawyer, is that right?
Well, I don't know. That part ain't on there, but yeah, till I get out. Don't-
Yeah. Okay. And then you also told her to say she doesn't know anything about it. Keep up with the false statement that she's already made.
Nah, cause she ain't make no false statement, so, you know, she told them what she knew.
But on the 14th, she said she didn't know anything.
I don't know what she told them. I wasn't nurse her, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But she told them she what she knew, and, you know,
Okay. So, she had no idea that this was gonna go down before it went down on November 17th, right?
Nah, she ain't know till November 17th.
Right.
She ain't know till the day. When she picked me up, I had to go and tell her and keep her aware of what was what. And quit with her, make sure her sister stay happy, man. Make sure she stay happy.
All right, but then you also used her to go buy the car cover at AutoZone.
Yeah,
2 days
that
after
was
the
quick.
shooting.
Yeah, that was quick.
Right, but at that point, she knows she's hiding evidence, right, by buying this car cover, trying to hide the car.
Nah, she ain't know she had no evidence or nothing like that. Angela Green, man, she ain't know nothing about what she was doing or nothing like that. I just told her go buy a car cover. She ain't know what car it was for.
Okay. So even though you guys committed a shooting in a car, you didn't tell her anything about it, just said go buy a car cover, and she was like, okay, I'll do it.
Nah, I told her I got shot and stuff. I said, man, just go in there and get a universal car cover for me. You know what I'm saying? She ain't know what car that car cover finna go on. She ain't know that.
You've just been shot 2 days earlier. She picks you up at a strange apartment that she doesn't live at, where you've got bandages. You tell her to go buy a car cover, and she doesn't ask any questions?
Nah, I told her, man, I did tell her that, you know, we just got into a little shootout and, you know, I told her it was a $1.5 million hit on Dolph. That's what I told her, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. So you told your girlfriend that you were going to get $1.5 million for killing Dolph shortly after that, right?
Yeah.
And then it became $1 million. Then it
No. I told her 1.5.
Okay.
But it was really 100,000. I never said no million. I never said no 200,000. Whatever you trying to get it. I never said that.
I didn't get anything. I just have paperwork in front of me. So when Angela testifies, I'm going to ask her. She'll say that I agree with you. The 1.5 million was the first thing you mentioned. So you didn't mention to her $1 million.
I ain't say no better.
You didn't mention $500,000 to her.
No.
Right. Did you mention to her that you talked to Shay, your child's mother, and said you're going to use that money to buy a house for them and live happily ever after?
I ain't, because I ain't never said no stuff like this to Shay, man. I ain't say we were living happy ever after, man. I just said, you know, I was going to, you know, make sure if God would have, well, I ain't going to say if God, but God don't bless evil, but if I would have got away with it and I would have got the little 50,000, I would have blessed my children's mother with about 10 so they could get them a house or something. And I sent their text messages and they want to know we going to be happily ever after and all that. Nah.
Right. Do you remember when another lawyer named Luke Evans, I think, was a lawyer? He asked you about that, and you said, I was just running game on her. Doesn't mean anything. You ran game on Angela, right?
No, I ain't run game on them.
Who did you run game on?
I ain't run game on nobody. Because my children's mother was going to, you know, get in. I was going to put them down in the house. You can't buy no house for no 40,000 or nothing like that, you know.
He's going to find it for me.
Yeah, it was just running, you know, running game is like just telling them, like, you know.
Lying to them, in a sense.
No, I wouldn't say lying. It just, you know, man and women talking. She know me, I know her. She know I'm full of shit. I know she full of shit. Basically.
All right,
Just
so
put a smile on each other's face. Laugh. Something to laugh about.
Deputy, could I have you, I'm looking at page 153, please. You better read that page, please. Could I retrieve that, Deputy? All right. So the question was asked by Mr. Evans, but you're telling her you're going to buy her a house. Answer, I said that the day before. I said that the day before. Question, the day before. Answer, yeah.
Yeah.
I tell a female a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like that, my baby mama. I was just trying to get back with her or whatever. I ain't just like, it's just game. You know what I'm saying? It's just game. It ain't about all, it's just game. So when I asked you that you were trying to get back with your baby's mother, and you said that to this other lawyer, that's a lie.
Well, no, because if it's right there, you know what I'm saying? If I said it then, how I feel now about her and how I feel then, different time.
All right,
Been 44 months, man,
I understand. And you don't want to spend the rest of your life in prison, do you?
I don't nobody want to spend the rest of their life in prison, but, I got to do whatever they get me to do. If they give me life, then it's just my life, you know what I'm saying? I did the crime.
Okay. So let me finish up this. So when he talked to you about the day before, yeah, I tell a female a lie, you know what I'm saying, like that my baby mama. I was just trying to get back with her or whatever. It ain't just like, it's just a game. You know what I'm saying? It's just game. It ain't all about all, it's just game. Question, so you're just lying to her too? Answer, I ain't saying lying, I ain't gonna say that. Game and lying is two different things because, tell a person what they want to hear, you know what I'm saying. You said that, right?
I just told you, yeah.
Right. And you're
Now,
lying, game.
how I feel about her now, how I feel being different. You know what I'm saying? Once again, same response.
I agree, but it's a very
So you...
eye-opening statement to me. Is tell people what they want to hear. It's just a game.
No. This different from that. This totally different, sir.
Okay. So when you said
This ain't
quote,
game
unquote,
right here. This shit real, man.
okay,
Somebody lost their life.
right,
This ain't
and
game right here.
you want to make amends for that, right?
I pray every day. Ask God to forgive me, you know what I'm saying? Ask that family to forgive me and stuff like that.
All right. It's been 4 years. Why don't you just take a guilty plea so the family didn't have to worry about it? You still haven't pled guilty to this case.
Why did I just take a guilty plea?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to give you what they're going to give you.
Yeah, they are, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'ma just keep it real, Same person that hired me, same person that, you know what I'm saying, kept it real with them. So I'ma keep it real too, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know nothing about this. I ain't had no beef with paper route. I ain't into no paper route. I don't know none of them. Had I not met Mr. Hernandez Govan, and he told me about the hit on all their head and stuff, I wouldn't be sitting up here, sir. I'd still be up there popping my pills, minding my business.
All right. With regards to after the shooting, you said you went to the car and you cleaned it at night, correct?
Yes, sir.
The car in which you were bleeding from your shoulder wound and maybe or maybe not from your leg wound.
Yes, sir.
All right, and you mentioned that you took bleaching peroxide and wiped it
I
down.
didn't say what it was. I said I don't know exactly what, I can't recall exactly what I sprayed on. Cleaning stuff.
Just give me a second, I'll show you the statement.
Okay. If it's there and I said, I admit it is there, but I don't remember. I can't just tell you, this is what I use right off top right
I'm just asking, how many people have you shot that you can't remember going to clean a car with bleach and
I
peroxide?
just told you, sir, I ain't shooting nobody but a guy in 2011. I shot Ed Wu and Young Dolph. I don't shoot people like that. I'm not that kind of guy. How many people have you shot, guy?
All right. You remember pulling a gun on your child's mother where she had to get a restraining order against you?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, you didn't shoot at her, but you just pulled a gun on her, right?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. With regards to that Angela, you had domestic violence calls as well. As just a few months before all this happened, she called the police on
Am I
you.
on trial, sir?
Well, you should be, but you're not right now. So I'm asking
Well,
you.
why you bring up my criminal history?
Mr. Smith, answer the question.
Yeah,
All right. And then did you also steal TVs and other things to
Yes,
go
sir,
buy
I did.
drugs
Yes,
after
sir.
you stole Angela's property?
yes, sir, I did.
And you've had domestic violence with her as well.
Yes, sir, I did.
But she's still dating you as of today after 4 years of being in
Yes,
prison.
sir. People go through their ups and downs. Every relationship do.
Okay. I'm going to refer to the state, page 158 and 159. Sorry, you're gonna get your steps in, Deputy. Let's do this again.
No problem.
I want you to read the bottom of that page and the top of the next page, please. Could I have it back, Deputy? All right. So the question you asked, just trying to see who asked you the question. Luke Evans asked you the questions. It was actually twice. It was also asked on page 153. Question, all right. Now you said you wiped down this car. How did you wipe down this car? Like, what did you do? Answer, what you mean? Question, how did you wipe down the car? What did you do? You walked through the backyard, walked up to the car. What did you do next? Answer, I took a towel and, I had like peroxide and bleach and stuff, and I wiped the car down. Question, peroxide and bleach? Answer, yeah. Question, and so you walked back through this yard and you had big things of peroxide and bleach in your hands? Answer, yeah. You trying to say how I did it with a shot arm? And then you guys go on as to how you would wipe that thing down. Remember 3 different times you talked about bleach and peroxide?
Yeah.
And carrying big things of bleach and peroxide to the car?
I ain't say I carry.
Question, and so you walked back through this yard and you had big things of peroxide and bleach in your hands? Answer, yeah.
I had on a towel. I ain't say I carried no beef, because I remember him asking me, now you shot, when you holding all these. No, I ain't do all
Let's
this.
do it again.
Again, I'm asked and answered several times.
It keeps changing.
We'll give him a chance to clear this up.
Thank you, sir. I'll just ask you again. Question, and so you walked back through this yard and you had big things of peroxide and bleach in your hands? Answer, yeah.
Yeah, it's on that paper, yeah.
Okay. At some point in one of your interviews, you mentioned that Justin Johnson gave $500 to the neighbor next to your father's house along with a letter. You remember that?
Yeah,
That happened, right?
yeah,
All right, and the lady that lives next to your dad's house, is that Vivian Ferguson?
yeah.
All right. And so she was given $500 by whom?
I wasn't there at the time, but I believe it was Justin Johnson.
Okay, so Justin Johnson arguably would have gone to your dad's neighbor, lady that's like a grandma, Miss Vivian Ferguson, if I remember correctly, and gave her $500 cash, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay. And then at some point after the shooting, you went to Atlanta, right?
I was coming back from Atlanta when he had took that 500 as well.
Okay. I'm not gonna ask if you know when the 500 went there because I'm certain it's gonna be blurry for you, but after the shooting, you went to Atlanta.
Yeah.
All right. And then arguably when things cooled down, you came back and there should have been $500 waiting for you with Mrs. Vivian Ferguson, right?
No, I was on my way back from Atlanta. When he gave her that 500, I was already en route back to me.
All right, so she would hold the money for you
Yeah,
until you
I
got
was
back.
just a few hours away.
Okay, you have any idea when that was?
Nah, I can't tell you.
Okay. With regards to when you met Justin, you told us repeatedly to the government that you met him through Mr. Govan. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you remember making an intoxicated statement to the police on December 9th when you were arrested? That you met Mr. Johnson through another rapper that you knew as miscellaneous. It's like $MISC. You remember saying that?
Nah, I don't recall it.
Okay.
I was under the influence, sir, so I don't recall none of that interview at all. I'm just gonna be honest with you. On December the 9th, the day I got locked up, I was high. My mugshot said I don't remember nothing.
Okay, so let me back up that day that you got locked up. You were high, but you went to the grocery store, knowing enough it was your daughter's birthday to buy cake and balloons. You went to the school to drop it off. You then were alert enough to notice that,
Nah, I did say I went. My family daughter got a $10
I'm getting there. You were alert enough to notice that you were being followed by law enforcement, but instead of whatever, you decided to go to the Family Dollar to get some headache pills. You then drive through Mississippi or to Mississippi. And then you're alert enough to know that suddenly not just the unmarked cars, the Jeeps, DeSoto County Police was also following you, right? And then they
Nah,
stopped
they
you.
pulled me over.
They pulled you over.
They follow me. They come behind me. That's what initially made the stop to pull me over for the U.S. Marshals.
All right. Was this on the side of the road?
Yeah, they pulled me over on the side of the road.
Okay. And so, was this near your child's mother's house?
Nah, it was in Mississippi on Irway.
All right. Because when we
State
talked,
line.
okay, when you talked to the government, you said you were able to get your phone to your child's mother, so you gave her some evidence, and the police figured it out. Was that before or after the police were following you?
And they were following me doing the whole time. I didn't know, but after I left my daughter's school, which was right around the corner from my mom's house, I dropped her off.
Okay, because you didn't tell when the government asked you what happened next. That now you're saying after the school, you remember in your intoxicated state that you drove to your child's mother's house and left the important cell phone with her.
Listen, after I left her house, that's when I went to the Family Dollar and got the $10 PM, because I knew they were following me now. When I was in her apartment, they pulled a 5-car Jeep. I was able to get on out of there. I went to Family Dollar, got the $10 PM, and then I just shot on out.
Okay, so let me get it straight now. So when you went to your child's mother's house, just so I have it, it is now your testimony that they were there 5 deep.
They pulled up 5-car Jeep. As I was out there talking to her, they were pulling in the apartments, and I told her to move, and I pulled on up.
Okay. So as you're at the apartment, you see the cops, they somehow just let you get away? When
They was on Mall. They were U.S. Marshals. They was on Mall. I guess they were waiting on me to meet somebody, make a move. I don't know why they ain't get me right then.
Do you remember telling Uncle Ron, your brother Quez, and all that, prior to all this, that after it happened, that Govan is a federal snitch and he had put sort of a listening device in your jacket?
Oh yeah, I remember saying.
Okay. You remember at one of your many interviews, they showed you photos of weapons that could have been used at the time of the shooting. Do you remember that? You had to identify photos that they were showing you of guns?
Probably, I can't just.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think this was one of the non-intoxicated interviews. I'm just going to ask.
Okay. Well,
One of the guns that they showed you, you said was Justin's in its hold. You remember saying that?
he was on a picture with it.
No, it was just a gun.
Uh,
They sort of did a gun lineup, I guess, if you were. You remember that?
I don't remember.
All right. You remember being shown an AK and some other handguns, and you said those were Angela's guns. You remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Okay.
I remember being shown the guns, but I don't remember that.
All right. it's your testimony under oath, even though you told the police that you met Justin sometime in the past through miscellaneous, you were too intoxicated, and you have no idea how that name came into your mind to say, I met Justin with miscellaneous, right? This is random thought
I was
here.
under the influence, dude.
Right.
I was under the influence.
I get all that.
If you ask the police to interview me, they'll tell you that they had to hold you up to go to the restroom.
All right.
So if you ask them to interview me, I'll take the tape.
All right. And so the first interview where you said miscellaneous did this, and you had a long interview with police. Not once did you mention the name Govan, right, in that first
I
interview?
never told them nobody did this. I never told them nobody did that. I never said like, and I never admitted to doing this or being a part of this or nothing. And
I'm just trying to figure out, of all the people in the world you get to pick, you said I met Justin through miscellaneous. Why miscellaneous? How did that come to your
I don't
mind?
even know no miscellaneous. I'm just being honest, sir.
Okay,
I
all
was under the influence.
right. Do you remember writing letters to your sisters,
Yes, sir.
Kiana Smith and Vanessa Holmes?
Yes, sir.
All right. With regards to your letter to Kiana Smith, I guess you didn't think it was going to get seized. That was dated 3/3/22. That would be March 3rd, 22. You remember that? You gotta say yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're basically saying that Angela's lying, LMAO. Angela said she was scared, blah, blah, blah. LMAO, she's fucking with my life with her lies. You remember all that?
It was there. I wrote it.
All right. If you want to see it, I'll show it to you.
No, I know what y'all's talking about.
All right, and you go on and on about her lying ass and all that other stuff. So the interesting thing there is you talked to your sister about a separate case here in Memphis, in the Holly Bobo case. You remember that?
Yeah, when I was explaining my lawyer history, who my lawyer was, that would represent me or whatever, I was just telling them like his history,
Sure.
who he all represented and stuff like that.
Okay. And it says, he being your lawyer, he said that's the only way I will not do life in jail and ECT Maine. What is ECT? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maine just got $50K for this. He talking about one of the men in Holly Bobo case where they raped and killed her, period. He worked with them and they let him walk free. You remember saying that to your sister?
Yeah,
That if he,
I wrote it. Yeah, I wrote it.
so the idea was, this is in March, you're not intoxicated anymore.
No, I ain't intoxicated.
You're writing to her that if I work with the police, just like this guy that raped and killed a woman and walked free because he cooperated, that
I
was,
actually don't know exactly what the guy did, what role the guy played that he represented. So I really didn't, and I didn't know the case very well as well. So I didn't know what was the outcome. I don't know what to expect because I didn't know the role. I just know he represented somebody on the case.
so when your family was reaching out to Juke's lawyer, Arthur Horn, and getting other
My
lawyers.
family didn't reach out to Arthur.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Let him finish his question.
I want to be accurate. Yes, your family reached out to Attorney Bailey, who then reached out to Arthur Horn on your behalf to get the money and all that. Got it. But then when Bailey pulled out of the case, you got the same lawyer that got the man in the Holly Bobo case off by cooperating, right?
Right. Yeah.
Deputy, could you show him this?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, if I could have it back, Deputy. And this is your handwriting, right?
Yeah, that's mine.
Okay. So again, I'll read it. He said that's the only way I will not do life in jail And then you said he talking about one of the men in Hollywood Bobo case where they raped and killed her, worked with them, and they let him walk free. That's what you said to your sister about what you were going to do and what you expected to have happen, right? That was your expectation.
Yeah, I was saying what my lawyer had, what my lawyer had did for their client, which I don't know that man role in the Hollywood Bobo case. I don't know what role he played in that case.
Okay.
So I don't know how he got to walk free. I don't know what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, what role he played in that woman killed for what. So I was just telling them what his history was.
Right, but you chose the one lawyer that you're talking about that said his guy to cooperate and he walked free on murder, and we're here on a murder, right?
Well, you got somebody to walk free before, so I didn't know exactly what my lawyer did. Like, I was just telling them his history. You know?
Okay, well, how do you know that I've gotten somebody to walk free before?
I heard about you. You're a good lawyer.
Okay. I'm not sure how. We've never met, right?
No, we never met, but
I did ask to talk to
TV.
Okay, and I have talked to you. I did ask to talk to you through the jail and stuff several times, right?
Did you ask to talk to me?
Yeah. Did your lawyer tell you that I called multiple times to her to talk to you before trial? They said no, I couldn't talk to you. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Your lawyer didn't tell you that.
Objection, Your Honor, relevance.
It's okay. I'll withdraw the question. Can I just have a moment, Your Honor? You remember when I talked to you, it seems like a lifetime ago, where we talked about Gotti's Arthur Horn giving some money for your lawyer, and I asked you, are you on the team and all that, and you said you don't know what I'm talking about. You remember that? Okay, so I'm just going to play some audio for you. Sorry about this internet thing. I just want you to listen to it carefully and tell me if that's your voice.
That this was like, was the message given to you that like this is for you to be on their team and not talk?
Pretty much. But not really, but I guess by them making the payment, like this supposed to be like just be cool. But since I think,
And as far as you know, since you've obviously had enough TV knowledge or whatever, since you know who I am, you know for a fact that neither Gotti nor Mr. Juk have ever been questioned by the police, right?
Yeah, I did.
All right. And I know Mr. Juk died in 2024, about 2.5 years after the shooting. You're not aware of them ever being questioned, even listening to what I just played for you, right?
No, I haven't talked to, I can't contact Juk or Gotti. I don't know them personally. None of them.
Okay. And so just before I sit down, we're not sure about the dates, we're not sure about the times. Basically, from this meeting until the murder, it's about 3 months is our best guess before you and Justin did it. The morning of the murder, you didn't call Mr. Govan, did you?
No, we talked to Govan the day before, like when we was already out that day.
Well, the reason I ask is, you didn't know what you were going to do that morning. Justin just showed up with a stolen white Mercedes, right?
No, we did. We knew they had turkey drive, like I said.
Not talking about turkey guys. When Mr. Johnson picked you up, he showed up with a white Mercedes. You didn't know he was coming with a white Mercedes, right?
No, I didn't know he pulled up in that car.
Right. And you didn't know what guns he was going to bring.
No, I did not.
And you didn't know if you were going to see anybody that day because the turkey drive had been going on all week, right? It's
No,
like,
we, like I said before, prior to this, was the day before, we was already out. So we knew that we was, you know what I'm saying, he already let us know. Mr. Govan already let us know, like, y'all gonna get some. And we gonna get some. We ain't just selling for nothing. We gonna get something. We out hunting. We on the move.
and when you happened to see Mr. Dolph, since you said you're not familiar with PRE and all that, even though you shot at Mr. Wu some months earlier, how did you know that was him? If you don't know much about PRE, how did you know that was Dolph?
I told you, I listened to Dolph. I knew Dolph, that's the only one I knew of. I
Okay.
used to listen to him.
Well, the car that we saw is very dark tinted windows.
Everybody know Dolph cars, all on the sign.
Okay, so he's got a G-Wagon? Yes? If you know everything, then all his cars are...
Nah, like, all of them got like little military stuff on, but he was in there the day before at the gas station.
But you said when you got there, you didn't see him. He was
Nah,
already
but it
gone.
was on the internet. It was on the internet.
Okay, so when you now say that Govan told you about these turkey drives, you have access to the internet where you live, right? And you can see all the Instagram blowing up that he's doing all these turkey drives on your own. You knew that, right? You didn't,
Yeah, we all knew that they were doing turkey drives.
right? Because it almost sounds like we're being a child, right? You commit a murder and you're like, Govan told me to get rid of the gun, or Govan told me to get rid of the phone, or Govan said hide your car. You've been a pretty good criminal until then. You know you're supposed to do these things, right? You don't need it spoon-fed from that guy to say, hey, maybe hide the evidence from the murder, right?
Actually, I didn't know anything about the hit until Mr. Govan brought me in. He the one hired me to do the hits or whatever. I didn't know anything about paper route having no hit. I didn't know anything about Justin Johnson. I met all that to Mr. Hernandez Govan, who's sitting right there.
All right. And Jip was supposed to give you the money. And you met him and he told you he would.
No, Juke wasn't doing all the talking. Mr. Hernandez Govan was doing all the talking, like I said. Juke was like, put them phones outside, and he was just like shaking his head, like whatever he was saying, like the money gonna be good. That was Mr. Hernandez was talking. He was like, you know what I'm saying, this little C right here, this
Right.
what did.
So the guy that you just met, that Bobby Carter Associates said might be a snitch, that's who you're listening to. Can we play this clip that you told the police? Okay, sorry, we have to switch computers, everybody.
It was one day me and Angela was out riding, and I wanted some X pills, so I went to the courthouse to get the X pills from him, and Juke was over there. And when I walked in, there was one quick told Juke, this little C right here, and mine, Juke was like, is a hit on all of them. First, he said, take all the phones outside, you know. He ain't say my phone, he said quit phone, but I passed my phone to make it feel comfortable. So, took the phone outside, and Juke was like, is a hit on all of them, he get them, and he got us. And okay, so I was like, exactly when it was, but that's what he said.
Thank you. You remember saying that when you had this run-in with Jeff just by chance, that he was doing all the talking about the hits. Assuming this is true.
Yeah,
that you-
Govan was too. Mr. Hernandez Govan
So
was.
what I'm hearing when you say it was
That's
just,
me.
right, and Juke also knew that Govan could have been a federal snitch, that's why he made you move the
I
phones out.
don't know nothing about that because I don't know Juke like that. I don't know what Juke knew about Mr. Hernandez Govan, but that was what I had heard, that he was a federal snitch, and every time somebody said that he'd shoot at him, so that's why I ain't believe him. So
But you said earlier, about an hour or so ago, that even Juke knew about him being law enforcement, and that's why he made you take the phones outside.
That's what they said, but I don't know what Juke knew about him, because I don't know Juke like that, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I was assuming, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why he tell us to take the phone out. That's what I was
And
assuming.
you're familiar with CMG, right?
I know the artists, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know them personally.
With regards to knowing Dolph and his music, you've heard of the song 100 Shots, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you know people have been trying to kill Dolph for 3 to 4 years prior to this, prior to you doing it.
Yeah.
All right, and you know that CMG had people all over the country trying to kill him, Los Angeles, Charlotte, etc. You know that, right? You read about it because you're a fan.
Yeah, I don't know exactly who it was or nothing like that. I don't know. But I know they been having beef. I know them.
All right, and you got he's very successful, wealthy, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So of all the people that they could hire to kill the biggest name in Memphis, they pick some no-name guy that sells a couple of pills on Bradley Street in Orange Mound to set you up to go kill somebody instead of paying some real professionals what they're doing, even though he's been shot at repeatedly in other places, right?
Yeah. Come from Mr. Hernandez Govan, he was saying I ain't want nobody on their camp doing it, so that's why he had us
Okay,
on the team.
got to go in and set it all up, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's how I met. That's how I knew about it. I ain't know nothing about it.
You didn't know nothing living in the streets that there was a price on Dolph's head and that he'd been shot at, even though you know
I know he been shot at and been shot, but I didn't know like to connect with Juke to talk about I do it. No. I do it, pick me. No. Mr. Hernandez Govan, how we do the job.
I appreciate your time.
No problem. Appreciate you.
Dark, I'm having to check on something. I may have a couple more questions for, we need a break. We need to take a break. Let's stay in a brief recess.
Court stands in a brief recess. Jury's bond.
have a few follow-up questions for you, based on some of the things that Mr. Aurora actually, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so the date she got arrested was December the 9th, 2021,
Correct.
and you spoke with police that day.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Aurora asked you, about you stating that you met Justin Johnson through a person named Miscellaneous.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know a person named Miscellaneous?
No, ma'am.
Do you know a person named Justin Taylor?
After being locked up, I realized who he was.
Okay, who was Justin Taylor?
He used to be around Hernandez Govan and Justin Johnson.
And that's a different person than Justin Johnson, right? Justin Taylor, Justin Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
And you mentioned this in your interview, you met Justin Taylor through Miscellaneous. You remember that, saying that?
No, I don't recall saying
Or if that was what you said in your interview, that you about right?
it. Yes, I was under the influence.
All right. We can play that. And Cornelius, do you recognize the person in this video?
Yeah, it looked like me.
Okay. Play this clip.
Did you speak with a Justin Taylor?
Well, I had to. I don't remember what I did.
Okay, you may know him as Drop or Ted.
I know him.
Okay, did you talk to him that day?
I probably did. Yeah, I think I did.
What did
I
y'all?
just can't remember the whole conversation. I can't remember who I was talking to.
Okay.
But I don't remember because, you know, you little brother, I'm 30, I'm 32. So
Okay.
he young.
How do you know Justin?
I don't know, but I met him for one of my party.
Which part did you?
Would be, man, a rapper named, Mr. Lane.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Lane.
Mr.
They were asking you about Justin Taylor. Do you call it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's who
Yes
you,
or no?
Yes, ma'am.
and that's who you were answering about.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, during the cross-examination, you were asked about some payments between cash and cash out. Do you recall that?
Yes, ma'am. That's when I cut my interview off.
Okay. Who was paid via cash out, or what was the conversation involving cash out? Because you mentioned that was two different instances you were talking about.
Justin was saying that he was gonna cash out Mr. Hernandez Govan some money to get the car cover or whatever,
Okay.
and he got me cash.
Okay. All right. And like I said, the incident happened November 17th, 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't initially speak with police the December the 9th, 2021.
Correct.
And it was even later than that when you mentioned about AutoZone, right?
Correct.
So it could have been.
Objection, leading and speculative, Your Honor, could have been.
Well, possibly 5 or 6 months later when you spoke with him about
Yeah,
AutoZone.
when I first spoke to detectives, I wasn't, put myself in it, saying that I did it, saying that I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was under the influence December the 9th, and the conversation we was having really was like, alright, if I don't incriminate myself in this, they gonna let me go, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't working.
And last, you were asked about a message that was sent to Juke in December, I believe, 2021. You recall that?
Yes, ma'am, I had looked, I forgot what website, but I sent them a message like, when he go back home, boy, let's see, man. I'm trying to get with you so I can get my money.
At times, would you sometimes use Angela's phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you have possibly used Angela's phone to send that message?
Yes, ma'am.
I have no further questions.
Should I ask the government to play the same audio clip instead of, was that there ready to pull back up? Okay, please. While she's doing that, a couple times while we were talking over the last hour or two, I called your girlfriend Angela Adams. Do you remember that? Okay, people sometimes say the name's wrong, right? You gotta say yes or no.
Yes.
All right. They're asking you about Justin Taylor. Do you know Justin Taylor?
Oh, I met him through Mr. Hernandez. Just
Okay, but the reason I ask is you said you talked to Justin that day of the shooting.
Justin Johnson.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a straight drop, Justin Johnson.
right. And the cop says Justin Taylor, you may know him as Groff. Do you remember hearing that? She's going to play it again for you, so I don't want to pull the wool over the jury's eyes. You knew exactly who he was talking about. He just switched out the names, just like I've done, and the jury certainly did, because there's so many people involved. When he said, did you talk to Justin Taylor, Groff, or wherever, on the day of the homicide, you meant Justin Johnson, because you said yes, right?
I didn't incriminate myself.
I'm not asking you.
None of them that day. So when they were talking to me, I was under the influence, but I wasn't incriminating myself at the same time.
Okay. I understand that. They simply said, did you talk to Justin Taylor, Groff, or some other nickname? And you said yes, right? We'll just play it. We'll get to the bottom of it. I mean, you and I both know who they were talking about, right? That
Nah,
time?
at the time I did. They asked names that I don't know. I didn't know Mr. Hernandez Govan first name. I didn't know Justin Johnson first name. I didn't know nothing about nobody first name. When I first got locked up, I didn't know none of their first name.
Whoa. So now you're telling this jury you didn't know Justin Johnson's first name until you got locked up?
They asked Justin Johnson, you might know him as straight drop. They were telling me their names before I got before I got locked up, I ain't know none of their first names. Like
Okay.
his name was Quick, you know, Justin Johnson's name was straight drop.
Well, when the government asked you about Justin Johnson, you described exactly how it happened, how
I
he
had
introduced you, and that
I
kind
had
of thing.
paperwork with everybody's name in there.
Right, but I thought you didn't have a lot of the discovery, but now you have the names.
I
in it.
don't have all my discovery, that's what I see, but the stuff that, you know what I'm saying, with everybody's name in it, I got it.
All right, so the man you went to go kill Dolph with in cold blood in broad daylight, that you'd known for about 4 months at that point, you didn't know his name was Justin. Never called him that.
No, never.
And you had his phone number. You called him Bruh, so how did you know his name was Groff? Did you just call him Brother? If that's how you had
straight
him?
drop. That was his rap name, so I just called him Drop. I ain't know nobody legal name. They ain't know my legal name. They called me Lil C. They ain't know my legal name. They just went off where everybody called me Lil C.
Okay, can we play the audio, please?
He shot at me about 70. Outside, yeah. Outside.
Did you speak with a Justin Taylor on that day?
Justin Taylor. I'm trying to see that. Well, I had to. You looked at my phone. I had to speak, but I don't remember what I did.
Okay, you may know him as Drop or Tiz.
Yeah, I know him.
Okay, did you talk to him that day?
I probably did, but yeah, I did.
What did you ask
I
her?
can't remember the whole conversation.
Keep going until he says miscellaneous, please.
Next, I can't remember who I called me today.
Okay.
But I don't remember because he give me a brother. I'm 30, I'm 32. So
Okay.
and he young.
How do you know Justin?
He don't know good. I met him through one of my party.
Which part is it?
Would be name a rapper name Miscellaneous.
This who?
Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous? Okay.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure the jurors are taking notes. So a second ago, I told you, how did you know Justin Taylor? And you said you met him through Govan, is that right?
Yeah.
All right. So when the police officer asks you, how do you know Justin? If you were really talking about Justin Taylor, wouldn't you have said, I met him through Govan? Remember, you just said it. Those are your words. I'm not trying to play games with you.
I understand what you're saying.
All right. So you told us that you met Justin Taylor, whoever Justin Taylor is, through Govan, right?
Yeah.
And so when the police asked you, when did you meet Justin or Glock, you said, I met him through a rapper named Miscellaneous. You remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I just did on that.
So if the prosecutor tries to make it seem like you met Justin Taylor through Miscellaneous, that would be false because you just testified under oath that Govan's the one that introduced you to Justin Taylor, right?
Yeah, but I was also under the influence of the innocence.
I get all that, but you're not
And
under
I
the
wasn't
influence.
trying to incriminate myself.
The prosecutor's not under the influence, and neither are you. She asked you a straight up question and said, is it possible you met him this way? And you guys chuckled about it a little bit. What I'm telling you is, the truth is, if you ever knew Justin Taylor, it was through Mr. Govan. And when they asked you about Justin Gropp, you said, I met him through Miscellaneous. Is that what we heard? The only answer is
That's
yes.
what the video just did.
That's all I have.
The video just did.
No. All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
We do have one witness, Angela Short.
No,
I don't believe she is.
No, can we start that first thing in the morning? 'Cause I don't want to work late today. There's no, this is first day, Jules have been here all day. I don't want to wear them down now. It's too early to do that. So we will get started first thing in the morning at 9:30. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to admonish you again not to talk about it. So, when you start to talk about things, let's say you start talking about this trial, with amongst yourselves. Once you start talking about things, you begin to, come to conclusions about landlords. And it's way too soon to do that, okay? I've admonished you early on, and I'm gonna continue to admonish you to wait till you hear all of the proof, and wait till you get the law that I'm going to give you to add to the proof before you start having conversations about this, okay? Because once you start to talk about it, you will start coming to your own conclusions, and I don't want you to do that. Understand? So you guys go have a good evening, enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here bright and early at 9:30 in the morning. Go ahead, Jennifer.
All right. We're gonna put that girl to 9:30 tomorrow morning.